Oh, now you should be able to hear me on stream. There you go. What's up, guys? We're back. Well, I say we're back, but I'm really back. Psycho and Vid, they're doing another one of their summer splashdown specials, but now this one's going to be a little bit special. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, guys? I don't know how the show really goes. I don't watch it enough.
I suppose this is like super special for a summer splashdown psycho stream recap, even though it's Rexco Dragon man in the stream tonight. But we're looking forward to some spicy Gecko Slammer Armageddon Gold action against the Glacial Mingos. You want to lead us in, introduce the team, Psycho? We got some powerhouses here tonight.
It's going to be some interesting. I'm going to say, Rex, be less awkward, bud. We love you. You got this, buddy. It is going to be a lot of fun tonight. The Glacial Mingos versus Gold GSM, who was in the Gold Split, been our back-to-back split champions that are now entering in the Plat this season. And I've always said, first place is Platinum is basically third, or first place in Gold is basically third place in Platinum, and we're getting that look tonight. The Mingos, our lineup is going to be Nathan Lanier in the top lane, Adam Stuckey in the jungle, Rally in the mid lane, Chandler Clark in ADC, and Gabe Kochke, who is the most overrated support in my opinion, is the Mingos is going to be playing support. And Vid or Rex, let you run us down on the GSM boys.
Yeah, we got some special boys in here for GSM tonight. They've actually fallen in one match so far. They're 2-1 on the split right now, but I think we're crediting that far in part to King Yeetloaf having been out for the first 3 weeks of the split, but now he's back and he is locked in the Nocturne here. We've yet to see if this is top lane or jungle, and Nocturne may actually not be nearly as good anymore now that they've nerfed the hell out of that Stride Breaker.
Yeah, that is pretty insightful. But I do want to note this is the newest patch with the new items. They're not banned, so anyone can build them. And I'm just saying, it's like maybe this is the start of a little bit of a split pusher meta where we start building champions that split push incredibly well. They're not actually a bad champion to split push with. You just take TP with him, and he has his ulti. You can rotate to top, go ahead and use your ulti. You need to go down mid and then TP right back top, and then now you're splitting down 2 lanes, and it's still the first day, but that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe it's a little bit of split push meta.
And I mean, Yeetloaf is really trying it here. That Amumu is very obviously going to go to Panther in the jungle. It's one of his signature picks. Meanwhile, Silverspade got his hands on the Morgana. This is like some serious draft dift in the first 3 picks here, because you don't let Silverspade have Morgana. Usually you don't want Panther to have Amumu either, and the fact that he locked it so early in the draft is telling me that they actually have a game plan here. Pretty serious Wombo combo with the Curse of the Sad Mummy into the Black Chains.
And knowing just how powerful Silver Spade is and what Panther can bring to him, I mean, a little bit of disrespect coming from the Mingos, banning those out. I mean, you want to take care of Gwen, obviously. I mean, she's just a broken champion right as it is right now. But I almost expected a Thresh ban from him too. But Thresh not really that great right now. But I mean, Morgana, Thresh, I mean, there's not a lot of supports that Silver Spade can't play adequately well. But I mean, you've got an anti-engaged support and engaged support like Morgana can with that binding. Oh my gosh, I'm having nightmares from Mingos thinking about this first game.
And I am going to say, just to cut in, I don't think that Mingos have a bad draft. We're talking about how GSM got their comfort picks. That's always a scary thing to see, even in Platinum. But Rumble, Viego, Silas is the makings of a very strong team comp for the side of Mingos. Much more bread and butter. Rumble probably going to go into the jungle there. Viego maybe taking it mid or top, and Silas probably going to switch with him. And all 3 of those champions very strong on their own, very strong in teams, and Silas has some great ults to steal from this, from these first 3 picks of GSM.
I mean, same with Viego, being able to take some of the champs' skills and use them against them. This lineup they're actually going to use. They're going to try and use the GSM comp against themselves with Viego and Silas, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it should be some pretty fun interactions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm been a big fan of how Viego's design has been. I mean, not so much of the bugs that's been coming out, but Viego's design where you actually steal champions, and he is really reminiscent of if you ever play Valorant, Reyna, how it's 1 kill and she just starts popping off. It was the same way with Viego.
Did you see the Viego bug when he was one-shotting towers?
Oh yeah, where he just had like,
Oh my God.
it was like the billions amount of AP. Yeah.
16,000 stacks on oh crap. Oh
The
god.
Dark Seal.
I'm drunk. Yes, Dark Seal. And just he just starts one-shotting towers, and I'm just watching this like, how did that make it through to production?
It was because they actually did a bug fix where it was like, oh, now Viego doesn't lose stacks of Dark Steel when he transforms into someone, but that inadvertently actually just gave him a million stacks on whenever he does transform. So huge buds. You got to shout out to like
Yeah.
Vandrill. I don't know how you find these things.
Oh man, that oh my gosh. I just would have cried if that would have made it through to an actual Get Wreck LCS match. And we get the end of the match for him, Vidrex, and it's in the first match is 8 minutes and it's Viego one-shotting towers at me. What would we do if a bug got through to an actual game and we were able to catch him? Would that stand or would we make him replay it? I would imagine A2 would make him replay it, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at that point, I'm pretty sure that's how GRLCS manages to ban a champion before LEC and LCS can. It's like if A2 gets his hands on a broken ass Viego bug, that's immediately out. But
Mm-hmm.
we do have draft completed here. The bot lanes coming through, rounding out the Aphelios Lulu, the Xayah picked up for Naked Beekeeper, and Seymour getting that again, a comfort pick in the Vigar here.
oh my
It's
gosh.
I mean, it's bread and butter versus all comfort picks. And I mean, who do you think is going to take this one?
Man, this is going to be really close. I like the Aphelios Lulu comp in the bottom. Xayah Morgana, I mean, depending on me, I'm more playing Enchanters and stuff, but we know Silver Spade and Naked Beekeeper have a lot of history together. I'm going to give, oh, man, based on jungle, I'm still going to give the edge just Naked Beekeeper and Silver Spade in the bottom lane. Jungle, I do think the Mumu pick is strong, but I'm going to give the edge to Adam on the Viego. Mid lane, I'm going to go, depending on which jungler shows up, mid lane mostly is who's going to be the one that's going to do a little bit more damage. Though I think Seymour has more capability to lock down with the baby cage. And top lane, I don't want to, but I'm going to, man, I love you, Eat Loaf. I'm gonna have to give the edge to Nathan on the top lane.
Yeah, pretty insightful bits and pieces there. We do need to note that also Rumble did get nerfed this patch as well. His shield is smaller and he gets less movement speed to dodge out of those baby cages. So I feel like you're pretty spot on with that mid lane prediction with how Seymour is going to go, especially when we get into these later parts of the game and he's just going to have a billion AP and then start one-shotting you with just a Q.
And with that 1-2 punch that we got in the analysis, let me just be the Hail of Blades at a third. Rumble just isn't as good in mid anymore. The reason that he's so good in jungle recently is because he's able to work with his laners who have that setup CC. He's just got so much raw damage early that it makes it really hard for people to escape from him as long as you have setup. Against Vigar, you said it, he got the movement speed nerfed. He got, he's just not as fast to get out of those baby cages. He's probably going to be burning flashes early. If Panther decides to dedicate time to mid lane, there's no way for Rumble to get out of there. This could just be like a Seymour snowball. Although that does mean that Viego and Silas have more tools to go off of if that Vigar gets fed.
That is very true. I mean, I can imagine both of them stealing the ult from Vigar, then you get hit with double Vigar ults from the Mingos team. Maybe that's their plan. We feed Vigar, then we take ults later.
As we say in solo queue, it's like you start feeding someone, that's the 401k. You're going to cash that in eventually. And if you're Viego, not only are you the 401k, you actually get to pick up the bank afterwards and hit people with it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I mean, Viego has that little thing I like to call like the comeback mechanic where that I always love seeing whenever I'm playing Viego and ARAM because like you can't buy. So then you just kill your opponents so they buy. So then when you turn into them, you bought technically, and then you get to kill their allies even better. So it helps out because you get all their stats, you get all their I think you even get their levels, and you get all their items, which is pretty much all you want in order to try to maybe pop off. So maybe taking a couple kills on this Viego is going to be pretty helpful. But we'll have to see how well these Mingos go as Spectator Delay is going to be finishing up here soon. Yeah, there it goes, and we can go ahead and check out the skins. Since we aren't doing the regular typical show, we're going to have to talk about these skins instead.
See what we got here, and I believe we should
We
also be able to see
potentially
their
get 30 different skins that we get to judge.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, first of all, Adam Suki, you're on the B list. I mean, typical normal Viego skin, normal Rumble skin, normal Filio skin. You know what? Get out of here, guys. All right.
Yeah,
I saw
Mingo's
the Lulu
lost skin
skin
game.
briefly. Lulu skin briefly. I saw that. I like the Vigar skin though. I like the Vigar skin. Is it yeah? Gosh, I can't remember it. Oh crap! What is that called?
The Baron Vaughn.
Yes,
Yes.
Baron von Vigar. Like that
And,
skin. Ooh, I love. See that old Morgana skin used to not be my favorite. Now it is my favorite skin that she has since they did the rework, and they really, and the chromas of that are just fantastic too.
So real quick, before we let Psycho just ramble about his favorite and least favorite skins for a while, we've got GSM versus the Glacial Mingos. On the blue side, Gecko Slammer, Armageddon Gold, the return of King Meatloaf in the top lane with the Nocturne, Panther 553212 in the jungle on his patented Amumu, Seymour in the mid lane piloting that Vigar, and in the bot lane, Naked Beekeeper and Silver Spade 10 on that double deadly combo of Xayah and Morgana.
And since Vid and Psycho has already given up their bits, let me go ahead and introduce the Mingos, who are personally, I don't say it out loud, but my favorite team in GRLCS just because, like, they were unexpected whenever we first saw them, and they are still unexpected. Ooh, a little bit early binding, but not going to be.
Silver Spade.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty lengthy binding there. I mean, that was something. Anyway, sorry, keep going, Rex.
So yeah, we have Nathaniel Lanier, the top lane playing the Silas, Adam Suki in the jungle playing the Viego, Rally in the mid lane, or Rayleigh, depending on how you want to look at his name, playing the Rumble. Then we have Chandler Clark and Gabe Zodski in the bot lane playing the Aphelios and Lulu.
So one thing to note here early in this lane is that Rally has already used one of his potions. He's got that Dark Seal and the refillable potion. However, Dark Seal was changed a while ago so that it no longer does extra potion healing. They just thought that that was too good. Safety and Snowball wasn't going to be allowed. So Rally down one whole potion against Seymour, who's got those 2 health potions still. So already good for GSM.
Yeah, absolutely. Still trying to keep up with a lot of these health totals is going to be pretty important, especially because I still think that Yilo is trying to do that sort of split pushing mentality. He's going to build probably maybe a Strikebreaker first item because it still does a lot of damage though. Ooh, possibly something in the bot lane.
Yep. Lulu taking Katsuki taking the Guardian on Lulu and starting off with the Spell Thief Edge. Usually, and at least I don't know if he's using it different. Usually, when I've seen people take Guardian, they usually take the Relic Shield to get the procs off that because they don't want to engage a ton. So Kashi can maybe go with a little bit of a combo with his. I don't know if he's trying to engage, deal damage, or just straight up protect. But usually when I've done that, I try to keep it at least one or the other.
Already in the top lane, meanwhile, Yeetloaf, he is pushing in Nathaniel Lanier. He had that level 3 advantage. Nathaniel will be leveling up now, but Wave has crashed into the turret. So you said that we're probably going to see this split push Nocturne. I agree. He's got the Conqueror for those, for those extended fights, which are quite common in split pushes. He has the teleport. He has the Paranoia and a Hull Buster.
Yikes!
Oy.
Yikes!
Yeah. Flash already. That's what we're talking about.
And just these guys are on comms, so they're going to talk about the pings or anything. But I mean, you see the Nocturne came right down middle lane. They got a moment. There's Panther passed through the move. Oh, yep. These are I think it's only a matter of time until Riley's going to get caught.
I mean, flash down. He is quite a liability in this mid lane, so we have to be careful of that.
And of course, if he gets to late game, that kind of flips around. Like, Rumble is no scaling Vigar, but he is still a very hefty teamfight presence. You've got multiple teamfight ultimates with the Viego resets. You've got a Phalios with the potential Infernum sploosh on everyone. And then, of course, the Equalizer all over the top makes it really easy for Silas to join the fight and just get in there for some real big damage.
Absolutely. A little bit of tussle in the top lane, but nothing coming out of it just yet. They are both getting kind of low. No pots over for Nathaniel at the very least. So that means Yelof is a little bit of advantage, especially because he did opt in for the Ignite TP. We talked about this a lot during the spring split, but in case you were missing out or you've been living under a rock, TP Ignite has been popping up a lot more for the top lane just because you have so much a stronger laning phase.
Oh, is he gonna go
And
for
we
the kill
might be
here? He's gonna.
seeing it right here.
Oh,
Ooh.
Nathan maybe about a little bit more than he could chew now. That was his flash. Oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
Lilov.
The
Oh,
ignite
Rest in
fade away.
peace, Nathan. Rest in
But
peace, my
rallies
sweet
here in
friends.
mid lane, forcing
That
Panther
was
to flash.
I gotta wonder if that was kind of an ego thing. Like Nathan was out, that he turned right back around and then flashed, and then once he burned his flash, Yelov knew that he had what he needed to finish him off.
it is possible. Ooh.
Well, on top of that, he's committed the teleport to come back, so summoner advantage, and Yeetloaf is 6, so he's going to probably teleport back in and just continue pressuring the Silas, who was forced to buy a tier on the back, so that's not stats.
Still advantage top lane, light CS advantage in the jungle for Mingos. Vigar's up a couple of CS, bot lane, Aphelios is up on Zaya just a bit. So not too much other than the kill top lane. Things are relatively even right now.
And I gotta say, I was a little bit concerned with Yeetloaf coming back. You know, he's been dealing with a lot of real life stuff that has kept him from really playing with GSM and even practicing with them a lot of the time. So I was wondering if he was going to be able to come out swinging against the Mingos, who are kind of the big trash talkers, the big performers. But I'm not worried about him right now. He's already got a solo kill under his belt.
Oh, maybe we'll see the old deal of the former Diamond teams when he used to play up in that league. You know, somebody that I think could really, perform well here in the Plat. And maybe he's going to take out some of that frustration and angst has been kind of building up, and and then poor Nathaniel's going to be the brunt of that focus.
It's like they said, Platinum Cap is the Diamond retirement home, so looks like Yeetloaf is coming out of retirement just a little bit, still staying in. But playing the Plat
Rick
Cap.
said that, not me. That's all I'm saying.
Hey! People said that in chat. I'm just reciting.
The hot takes from casters that are really just pulled from Discord chats.
Exactly. I am only quotes. I'm 50% quotes, 50% League of Legends knowledge.
Our memes are 100% organically pulled from the meme channel.
I don't think he wanted to go back in there, Nathaniel. He's in trouble.
Nathaniel! Oh! Yikes, son, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, that's man. But can you see how this?
For that the abscond abduct, I don't think he meant for that to go back.
Yeah.
He was trying to just trade, and it kind of went the wrong direction.
That's
so
like that's landing one of those thrush hooks you land the Q on. You don't mean to reactivate it, and it pulls you towards it, and you just see your ADC just look at you, go, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm going for a ride. I'm sorry."
What is going on, adventure?
But,
I didn't mean to do this.
in any case, it looks like Nathaniel is going to be 0-2 in this lane right now. Pretty unfortunate for them so far. But again, we'll have the wombo combos for mid game, so that's nothing to necessarily scoff at for the Mingos. So we'll have to look forward to see if maybe Mingos can bring it back then, or GSM maybe keeps up this 2-0 lead that they have, thanks to Yeetloaf making his way back in return for his team.
Yeah,
Question for you guys: Who do you think is going to be the first jungler to hand over a blue buff to his mid laner?
My mind is telling me Panther, because he's always been like Seymour's best friend when he plays these like super scaling burst mages. But you gotta expect the unexpected, and now Gabe Kochki having to use the ult. He does still have.
I think that's gonna be it.
That's gonna be used. Silver Spade is gonna get ulted by Chandler.
It's gonna be turning it around.
Forward, gets rooted. Beekeeper, he's dealing the damage, but the cleanse is coming out. Panther misses the Q, but here comes Yeetloaf. He's running in. He doesn't have the paranoia. He doesn't need a flash. He's running down Chandler Clark. One more auto attack should do it, and that is a killing spree for King Yeetloaf.
Slow him down. Is that gonna be?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
That was great TP that was a great TP by Yeetloaf getting down there. If he had the ult up, that would have been an easy double kill on both of them. But they'll take the one for nothing trade on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with this huge minion wave crashing under Chandler Clark's tower, he's losing out on a lot of experience compared to Naked Beekeeper, who previously pretty dead even now, but now they're going to be, you know, a little bit more in favor towards the Naked Beekeeper. They're going to be hitting, you know, levels sooner rather than Channel Clark. They're already level 6, so they're not getting new abilities, but they're getting stronger ones sooner. So I have to be careful on that one with GSM at a pretty solid lead right now.
Yeah, got some turret gold off that for Silence, so hopefully the wave crashing, the turret gold on that will be something that Nathan can take back and hopefully build into some good items and hopefully get himself out of this hole that's been dug for him. And Adam, it looks like the Mingos are the ones that are going to be able to pick up the Rift Herald off of that.
Unfortunate to see
Oh.
a game pause.
It looks as if Vigar's headset is dying, so that's -1 for GSM for the pause. And we will have them. Yeah, that was a quick unpause.
Oh, he probably just had to grab it and plug it back in.
Having a
Oh.
little bit. Is
Oh,
that
no,
you guys
don't
too?
worry, it's not just you. We're
Oh,
we're
cool.
all
Yep.
frozen.
Yep.
Oh, cool. All right, guys. So now the unofficial pause, probably by Riot servers.
I wonder if this is an official pause.
Maybe we're still in the pause. Who knows?
Yeah, if they paused it again.
Could be a graphical glitch. I've never seen this before. Oh, the game's going back to normal. So all right, we're all good.
All right, maybe the pause was long enough that I don't know what I'm saying.
That's funky.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it didn't give us a countdown for when the pause was going to be or the game unpaused. So maybe it was just a little bit of a glitch there where it let us keep watching.
Yeah, maybe they like double tapped it. I know we always used to do that.
In any case, here we're still going to be looking at a pretty solid lead. Looking over at the GSM here, Adamsuki is in the bot lane. I was going to do a gold check, but first let's see these gains pull out. Maybe something comes out of them, maybe not.
Yeah, Adamsuki in the bot lane, he could just drop that Rift Herald and say goodbye, but it looks like he is looking for something else. He really needs to get his bot lane ahead. Chandler Clark with the Aphelios will be a very strong mid-game power, whereas Naked Beekeeper won't really hit his stride until late game.
A little disappointed that Silver Spade didn't drop some of his wards in the fire brushes down there, because I mean he's sitting on 2 control wards and 2 regular wards, and just not able to spot out Suki by the time he's down there. And here's a Rift Herald getting spawned. That's going to be some much needed gold for the bottom lane, and they're able to get some of that down. Rumble ulti down on top of V-Guard, going to do a ton of damage.
And an aggressive flash by Panther in that attempted gank on Rally. It will end up burning Seymour's flash, but ooh, Chandler Clark barely dodging away from that dark binding. That certainly would have spelled death.
Yeah, absolutely. But here comes an ulti coming from Yeetlo, or not Yeetlo. I think it was a stolen ulti by Nathaniel.
Yeah, and now it starts around this dragon. Naked Beekeeper going to take down Gabe Koshki immediately, and Adamsuki going to follow as well. Chandler Clark goes down for another one. Silver Spade taking that kill. It is a cleanup by GSM.
Yikes.
Yeah, well done there by GSM. Managed to pick up 4. No, not kills because Rally lived, but yeah. 3 kills there, still really good. It is going to be a little spread out, actually, for Naked Beekeeper, Silver Spade, and Panther, so pretty good on them.
I like how Seymour's using that cage to keep the pressure off his turret, so we keep the wave kind of pushed on the other half of the lane. Really put some pressure on Rumble to try and stay in this lane.
Yeah, he's just making sure that Rumble has to continue using resources, continue, heating himself up, and he's basically clumping up these minions. But now the ultimate coming in for King Yeetlo, forcing the flash, the fear, and the rampage for the Nocturne.
That's how you use, and nobody uses the Nocturne ult like Nocturne can.
It is true. No one can use Nocturne like Nocturne can. Silas can try using Nocturne like Nocturne, but I mean, in some cases, I feel like Silas can use it pretty well too if he uses E before he goes ahead and uses the ulti. That'd be cool.
With the Abscond Abduct, he almost has his own post or pre-nerf stride breaker. He feels like an AP Nocturne in some kinds of ways.
But in any case here, I do want to point out King Meatloaf has finished up the Stride Breaker here. It's going to be a really nice item because they did buff the damage. No more dashing, but you didn't necessarily love the dashing anyways from the Stride Breaker anyways. Fun fact, Stride Breaker was actually going to do 150% of your bonus AD instead of just 100%. But then they decided it was a reasonable thing to not do.
Yeah, I would say so. What in the world, Riot?
They
Yeah.
were like, we're nerfing Darius and Garen and all of these juggernauts because they're just way too strong. But you know what? We should give them compensation buffs that will just make them do even more ridiculous amounts of damage.
And yet a champion like Yi still exists in the game.
Yeah, I was 100% about to build a Strikebreaker on Talon because that was actually something you did too. Just because, like, you debated between Gore Drinker and Stridebreaker, but if Stridebreaker did 150% total AD, I'm totally buying that item. But now King Meatloaf in top lane.
Yeah, the late flash by Nathan, it will get him very low, but no paranoia available for Yeatloaf
Almost close to farming Nathan like minions. I mean, at this late point in the game, Nathan will be worth less than a cannon if this keeps up.
And Adam Suki has to run away as well. Actually, yeah, he actually has to run away. He was feared. So it is a failed return here. There's a 401k being built up, a 400 gold bounty for that Nocturne, but he's formidable against anyone who can get up there just because of all of the healing and now the root coming through, forcing out that cleanse from Chandler Clark.
The question if Silver Spade's lagging a little bit. That's the third one of those dark bindings that he's thrown. It looks like it probably should have been thrown in a different direction, or I may just be a little bit too much of a backseat or Sunday morning support main here.
It's always weird against cleanse because you're like, do I want this to hit or do I want him to just like blow cleanse? You know? Yeah.
We'll say those. We'll call those a zoning binding. Is what some of those we'll call as a zoning binding.
It's he's Pavlov training Chandler Clark thinking he'll never hit him.
Gosh, man, oh.
Yeatloaf heard that Rumble had no flash, and he was just like, "Oh, let me just hike up my pants and run down the mid lane."
And
it's at this point we heard it zoomed in. The darkness came down, and we knew what was coming. There's his first blood target to go over to the GSM. GSM, despite having the Rift Herald dropped on a bot lane, to be able to take that target down, no problem. And if you're the Mingos now, being this far behind Rexvid, what's your play here? How do you get back into the game from this point?
From this point, I would. Well, first we're going to see if this turns out first.
Yeah, that's a good start. Getting your first kill is really good. And now Panther, he's going to go and get that return. But Nathaniel Lanier, he has stolen that Curse of the Sad Mummy. Rally does not have the equalizer. So Panther will live and trade that 1-for-1.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was initially pretty good. But yeah, I would say getting some of these picks because you actually have a pretty decent pick comp. I don't think the Lulu really fits in with the idea of getting a pick comp here. You have some team fight, you have some pick in here. So I mean that's my favorite way of trying to get back into this game. Just try to look for picks here. But you're not necessarily built for that sort of picks. But you do have Nathaniel Lanier and Adam Suki playing the Vigo and Silas, both very good champions of soloing off someone. And we just saw that they killed down Seymour under his own tower. They did I would say that was a slight misplay with Nathaniel not popping the Curse of the Sad Mummy sooner, so Panther doesn't kill Adam Suki. But in any case there, a 1-for-1 trade is not bad when you're considering that was your first kill on the board.
Yeah, and Silver Spade getting a little bit brave here, going up a little bit into the Mingo side of the jungle. Not quite far enough in there, but far enough that, if more than 2 people had been there, that would have been a gone Morgana. Of course, the E, he probably would have been able to get out with it, but I mean, if they get one of those picks, if Morgana kind of goes off by herself again, that should be an easy pick for them to get once if they're able to catch her off on that.
Naked Beekeeper, just gale forcing away.
Able to get on out of there. I am curious about Chandler. Like I play a little bit of Filio, so I always like to theorycraft like what are the better gun combinations. I'm curious about Chandler Clark's choice for the rifle plus the chakrams. Never really one of my favorite choices, but it does work in the other direction where you have like you place down the chakrams turret so then you can shoot pretty far away. It's not one of your higher DPS ones, but it is actually pretty safe. Sort of build so then you can just have your turret mark them and then use them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one when you're ahead as a Felios. You can just chunk people out, but Rally, he's going to have to flash out.
Okay.
Okay.
In the back.
Now he's going to steal the Nocturne. Can he take down the enemy team? He's going to have to ult away. The flash by Naked Beekeeper will not be able to pick it up. Adam Suki gets away with murder.
That's going to be 1-4 cashed in from the Mingos, taking down Yeelov, getting a little bit too big for his britches. And I think this may be how how GSM can possibly throw this, as they start making risky plays like that, get a little bit too cocky. Koshki waiting in the wings there, waiting for something to happen, able to instantly polymorph Yeelov as soon as he goes in, ult on Silas and Vigo, so they're able to get out of that, and just clean play for the Mingos on that one.
Look at Rally here, just stand still, dodging all their abilities, psyching themselves out and try to miss around him. He is still going to lose that tower, but he stays alive by just standing still and then moving and then standing still.
Also, go back to the Gale Force and Naked Beekeeper got out of there. I did not know Gale Force let them move forward like that. When I was playing one time, I saw these ADCs doing this, and I thought they gave them new abilities. Until I saw the items and saw that they had that. I just thought they gave all these ADCs dashes.
Everyone just got Lucian's Relentless Pursuit, you know? They thought the
exactly
ADCs didn't have enough mobility. They were just like, here, have it as a treat.
It's even
It's
more
like,
fun on Lucian.
My ADC ping, you stop that, okay? You with the Talon, having that, and then that, Rex, you have to come with some gross combos, my friend.
Let's see.
I will admit, I am a disgusting player. I play a lot of normals with my friends. We just queue up for all fill just to see who gets what. And every time I get mid, I wait to swap picks with someone who's later in the order, and then I pick Lucian mid.
It's fun.
You
just APM out of them. You know, it's like, is my APM fast enough in order to beat them, or am I just a boomer?
Yeah, once I build Navori Quick Blades, it's like, can I give myself Carpal Tunnel, or can I finish this game before the Carpal Tunnel kicks in?
Exactly. Setting a timer for yourself in order to finish this game, so that you don't have to play League of Legends any further. But in any case here, we're just going to go right back into this game. Looking at it, Nathaniel Laner, or I do want to point out with Adam Suki's build, he built a Divine Sunderer, which is something, I think it got buffed, not this patch, but previous patch. And then, but I've never seen it on a Viego before, which is very interesting. It does a little bit more damage to these tankier units, but I am very curious about it, as opposed to going for something that's similar, like a Triforce, if you still want that Spell Blade, but it gives you a lot more attack speed, or the traditional build where you're building Blade Rune King, you know, your own sword, and then Kraken Slayer on top of that.
And I'm just going to go back to the support center here in a second. Silver Spade has finished his complete quest on and has fully formed the Shard of True Ice, and is able to have completely wards as he needs to. But Koshki is yet to finish his. Oh, he just finished it. Just got the Frostfang, and reasons like that is why you want to go Relic Shield. And if you're going to take something like Guardian, if you're not going to engage a lot, you're not going to poke a lot, you're going to want to get something to get you that quest so you can start getting vision down. And one thing that the Mingos are missing right now is a lot of his vision. If you look at the map, there's one, maybe two wards on the map for the Mingos, and if you look at the blue wards that are out, I mean, they're just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, and it's a good call out there that the ward completion, the quest completion, is a main reason for that, because I mean, look at the vision score diff between Silver Spade and Gabe Koshki. Like, GSM just went ahead and cleared out those wards, all as a team too. They're working really well around the map and looking for picks here against Nathaniel Land here.
What's going on?
He's immediately going to start blowing up Chandler's clock, forcing the flash.
Oh man!
Down the Silas, and Heatloaf is just going to walk away clean in the middle of 3 members.
That was almost a perfect Rumble ult right there. If he just placed it a little bit higher up, they were in that choke point right there. Would have gotten all of them in there, but he placed it just to the side and behind him a bit.
Yeah, that was a beautiful engage throw by GSM. Very close in order to get the counter engage off by Rally using his equalizer, but unfortunately wasn't able to even out the playing field there.
Panther is just going Leroy Jenkins over the wall, just throwing the bandages out and going to whatever he can grab onto.
Knew he had no follow-up, and he was like, "Oh, be careful, feet ahead, guys."
Don't follow up with me. Yeelov just uses ult, but I'm sure it'll be up by now.
He's you know, testing the creativities for his teammates in order to try to find a way to engage with them. You know, he's like, I'm going in. Good luck finding a way in it with me. You know, you gotta follow.
It's one of the things like guys, I'm going in, and I imagine GSM on comms and Panther going, I'm going in, and then his team going, wait, not yet. Okay, I'm going in. And then he just goes.
I'm doing it anyways. You can't tell me what to do.
Absolutely can't tell. You can't keep them down. And sometimes with these bindings, these bandage tosses, it's working out really well. Some of them are like questionable, but you know, if you just throw quantity over quality, some of those will be quality.
And actually, just to take a little item call out here, Panther has built one of the new items. I'm gonna get right back to that as Nathaniel Lanier is losing the 1v1 yet again against Heatloaf. Paranoia is gonna come in, the stolen one.
Good, turn it back to him.
Finds a kill.
Some of these rallies should probably, I think, start holding on to some of these rumble ults as he's throwing these out, I think, a little bit as a reaction. Instead of intentionally, he's doing this out of a reaction. Like the one when he threw him just behind him, that one there. It seemed like he could have done more damage, get more value out of it. So I don't know. I don't think the rumble has a very long cooldown. It looks like it's going pretty quickly. So that might be why he's a little bit more heavy-handed with it. But I think just some of these rumble ults are coming down. They're a little bit more reactionary instead of intentional.
And it looks like fast start for GSM. They're pressuring over to Mingos in order to try to make something happen here. They have to split push their Yeetloaf in the bot lane and also having pressure on the Baron. We'll have to see if they're going to go for an engage to stop them.
Teleport coming in from Nathaniel Lanier. Heatloaf also has teleport, but the root coming down on Naked Beekeeper. Flash forward by Adam Suki. He will not find the stun. Gabe Kochki will get rooted on the side. Nathaniel Lanier, he goes
beautiful Zaya ult.
Oh, Seymour. Oh, Seymour.
Oh, Nathaniel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh,
and
Nathaniel.
now Adam Suki, he goes a little deep. Heatloaf might start trying to fight this. He will be rooted up, but he gets the flee onto Adam Suki. That's the jungler. That's the smite. Naked Beekeeper gets jumped on by this Viego, who's going to start running because Gabe Kochki's already dead. Chandler Clark on the run. Seymour does not have the flash, so he cannot chase, but Naked Beekeeper's going to try and finish it off. Panther, can he find the bandage toss? He finds it on the wrong guy. Rally's going to have to flash. Now the Paranoia comes out, and there goes a Falcon.
They were actually able to find him through the wards. Unfortunate on that part. But yeah, it looks like it is going to be 3-4-0 over for the side of GSM. Really beneficial, means they're also going to pick up this Baron here because King Meatloaf, he's over here. He didn't even burn his TP, so he can go straight to splitting if he wants to. Or go ahead and back.
No, go ahead, Rex. I was gonna say, I gotta say here, I'm a little. If things were going a little bit differently, I would agree with Kochki and going Shirelius first. But with the lockdown of the bandages, the cage, and the bindings, I really think he should have gone Crucibles first, just to give him that additional cleanse to help him get him out, so they're not blowing as many flashes as they are early. Maybe he's hoping to speed him up out of there.
I have to agree, because at this point, Gabe, who's engaging? I mean, you've got a Shirelius. That's movement speed for your team towards people. What is that doing aside from, you know, kind of running it faster? You really have two guys who want to dive and pick, and then, well, the equalizer, which has consistently just not been up. You know, he's been using it with these reactive throws that you said. And
you got the Nocturne Fear, you got the Bandage Toss, and the Cursed Sad Mummy from Amumu, Vigard Cage, a little bit of Scuff come out here. Naked Beekeeper's going to take out Silas, I'm going to just forget his name, Nathaniel. Panther's going to finally go down. Yeah. Being caught up in Viego's baby cage.
Ooh.
And good Zonias by Rally.
That could have been a lot of damage at that point.
Meanwhile, top lane.
Meanwhile, top lane. GSM actually took a 4v5 there. They traded 1-for-1, but they lost their jungler, and that doesn't really matter because Yeetloaf is going to get himself an inhibitor here. The backs have been totally stopped.
They are not even stopping. He has Baron empowered minions pushing into the base. Is Yeetloaf going to try and end the game right here now? No, he is going to.
No, he's TPing in. He's TPing in for the dragon fight. Gabe Kochki already very low.
Oh my god! And Zonia's immediately. What? Oh my god!
They're buying time for Panther to get back, and now Heatloaf is running down Adam Suki here.
So what I was saying, you get the Paranoia Fear from Nocturne, you get the bindings and the Christian Mummy from Amumu. You got every champion on here has some form of CC. So I even think even if the Mingos were winning, I still think with this comp you're going against, you need a QSS or something to break that initially. You just need it, even if everybody has one, or even if the support gets it in Crucibles. I mean, I think you just need that given the comp you're going against.
There's so many different places the GSM is succeeding in this game. 10,000 gold lead, a 3 Ocean Soul game here. We've got an uber-fed Nocturne, an uber-fed Vigar, an uber-fed Beekeeper here on the Xayah. 16-3 is the kill score, and it seems like GSM, they are right into the form that everyone expected them to be. They're just marching it down this mid lane, knowing that Adam Suki's dead. They're not going to overextend. They're just going to continue to push their lead. They know they're the late game team.
So, barring a miracle from the Mingos coming back, or GSM's throwing this around, if you're Mingos thinking into the second game, how do you draft differently? How do you ban differently? How do you prepare yourself in between these games for what's going to be coming next?
Well, okay, so not this on the Mingos, but this has been actually a problem that they have for drafting wise. They do like whatever they're comfortable on. They don't really practice like combos or anything like that. So we get drafts sometimes like this, which sometimes work if they just outperform better. Sometimes you don't need a better comp, but in this case they are lacking a little bit in the comp department, and as well as in that laning phase, once Yeetloaf got a couple kills and start roaming down mid lane and start feeding out other lanes, it started going pretty tough over for the side of Mingos right here. So I would say maybe if they could try to draft something a little bit more cohesive as a team,
No.
so maybe look for something all together.
I thought GSM was getting ready to sit in a bush and wait for Rumble to come down by himself, and there was going to be 5-on-1. I was like, guys, come on. That's mean. Rumble's going to ult away to clear those minions out.
Yeah, and that's going to be ult that's down for probably 40 more seconds. So if GSM's going to press the go button, they're going to kill you.
Yep, that's it exactly. That is a easily dead Aphelios. Nobody around, nobody even near him to protect him.
But that Rumble ult did actually stop the push. Yeetloaf is in mid lane, he does have minions pushing, but there's no bot wave to take this third and final inhibitor turret. So that's actually, even though it kind of gave up one of their biggest team fighting units, Mingos know that, holy crap, that's a 3-man curse of the Sad Mummy. It was right there in the middle of 3 people. Beekeeper on a rampage, taking down Nathaniel Lanier, and it is just going to be a one-team fight, probably the game here for GSM.
Yeetloaf, welcome to your retirement home in Platt, sir. Good to have you here. Hope you stick around for a little while. Diamond will miss you, but we're happy to have you here in Platt, sir.
I mean, this is Bobby Fischer in retirement playing chess in the park for Yeetloaf. He found multiple solo kills this game. He absolutely took over and dominated top lane. Nathaniel never had a chance to get back into this game. And GSM, they haven't ended the game yet, but they're playing this nice and clean. They're not going to overextend. They're going to take this final Baron and probably just going to run it right down, shove it down Mingos' throat and just say, hey, we lost last week, but that's the only one that you're ever going to get from us.
We're here from chat that the Mingos just gave away game 1 to keep the games interesting, so we will see what the Mingos will be able to do in game 2. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do in game 2. The Mingos, while I don't think this is adequately shown just what the Mingos are capable of. I will say they can be a little bit of a meme team, especially in the Plat. However, they are a good team. They're not a team to be taken lightly. They do have serious talent. I mean, they got 3rd place in Plat for a reason. I remember watching some of the games where they just absolutely decimated teams, and some top teams that came back from winning Plat several seasons. So don't know if it was off first game, if they're really doing this intentionally, but I would never count the Mingos out of this series.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, they've done some pretty crazy comebacks before. If I may recall, the Mingos versus Reign of Kings game that lasted
Oh my gosh,
54 minutes. I want to say.
I remember that. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you're not wrong.
I should have popped popcorn for that day too, because I was casting it. It was quite the movie to watch, but it was they're not down and out all the time.
Already picked the Flash Ultimate for Panther. Yeetloaf going to come in with the Paranoia. Yep. It's really just a slaughter here. These are sitting ducks at a carnival. Yeetloaf going to chase everyone into the fountain, and it looks like GSM will be closing this one out in 34 minutes. They will take game 1 here of this 3-game series, and they're going to take quick break after this to see if the Mingos can bring it back for a best of 3.
All right.
So, see you later.
from today, or a week ago today, and I was saying, like, it felt like it was a little bit of a team diff. Like GSM, they all seemed like they didn't play super great. The top laner sub was definitely a contributing factor, but Yeetloaf just kind of shut me up here. He played the Nocturne. He solo killed Nathaniel Lanier 4 times before he proceeded to just run havoc all over the rest of the Mingos map. And that Nocturne, the double global presence with the teleport and the paranoia, absolutely came out to great effect, even after the point where Nocturne's really supposed to just fall off and stop being that great of a champion.
Really did. I mean, just great plays from GSM all around. They synergized well. They drafted well. I mean, just they played everything right. Looks like they've kept the bans mostly the same. I think looks like they did take Nocturne off the table. Not surprising about that. Looks like GSM did take Nasus off. I can't remember if they banned that or not, but it looks Susan is at least off the table. And if you're the Mingos, I see the first two mid lane picks the same, Vigar and Rumble. Kind of surprised to see Rumble coming back again. Even though Rumble did do the most damage. If you're Mingos, what do you try to do to draft differently in this situation, Rex?
You know, honestly, it is going to be a little difficult for Mingos in order like how to counteract this draft because it was actually a very solid team that GSM had. It's just, and these are all sort of comfort picks that the Mingos really picked up here, but it looks like we might be seeing a little bit of a change, and we're actually going to be sending the Rumble top lane, maybe into jungle, and then Anivia in the mid lane.
Okay.
I'm really glad for that. Rumble did not impress me in the mid lane last game. We were kind of predicting its weaknesses, where if he got hit by any CC, it'd be really hard for him to get away. He'd have trouble getting away from that baby cage, and then Nocturne just kind of added insult to injury, where he could just paranoia him and run him
I
down.
am loving this. I'm loving this combo setup already. A Nivea wall, Alistar headbutt into the Nivea wall knockup. I'm seeing some pretty good usage from that. But again, while they've got some great CC coming out of the Mingos comp now, the one pick that the GSM does have, Morgana, that black shield is what's bothering me about it. Now I think the Mingos, I like this pick up a little bit better. That black shield is what's got me a little worried right now.
And I will say that Alistar is actually a fairly good pick into Morgana. You kind of have to play it like the opposite that you normally would with Alistar. You want to wait out the headbutt. You don't want to immediately pulverize right after because you need the headbutt to connect. You need to do the damage, and if you can break through the black shield, then you can actually pulverize. But it takes some skill to play, but I would say as far as engaged supports go, Alistar is one of the better ones into something as safe and as counter engage as a Morgana. But same draft from the side of GSM. It ain't broke. They're not going to fix it. No Nocturne, however, so they will be looking for something new in the top lane.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what they'll be able to pull out differently. And one thing I am saying is they got to have something special planned for the Alistar and Anivia combos, what I'm assuming is what they're going to want to try and play. Because I think, as engaged supports right now, Leona is very strong right now. And so a little surprised if they're going for engaged. They wouldn't go with somebody like Leona, but at the same time, who can tell what's going through the Mingos' heads right now? So they probably got some kind of cheesy pick thing, kind of going for the second game, and I'm excited to see what they've got to do with the Anivia and Alistar combo.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you're just keeping him in that sort of high damage sort of area, especially if Rumble just drops down the equalizer in the same part as well. It's going to be quite a interesting thing to see. But final ban's coming out through. It looks like Lee Sin's also going to be banned out. That one's a little bit of an odd one out for me, just because Lee Sin just got nerfed this patch as well. His E got nerfed, which was actually a big component of top Lee Sin that we were seeing a little bit more, where you just max E. But that base damage is also being has been lowered. So going to be banning that out, so we're not going to be seeing that anywhere. But Jinx is going to be picked up by Naked Beekeeper, which I think is one of his stronger picks as well.
That's some interesting
certainly
ban.
is.
Go ahead, Bit.
Yeah, the Jinx certainly is one of Beekeeper's stronger picks. Jinx has also come back into the meta this year. The ADC item change made her and other of these hyper carry ADCs much easier to transition into the mid game. Caitlyn very much in the same area. She doesn't have nearly as much early game power, where you could just build like an Infinity Edge or a Storm Razor and just absolutely chunk people, but they have a much smoother transition into that 20-25 minute mark. So Jinx versus Caitlyn, the classic lore matchup, but the Alistar is going to contribute to putting Jinx on the back foot. So we'll have to see how well Silver Spade can play this with the Morgana.
Oh, please, Eatloaf, give us a
Don't do
Teemo
it, man.
game.
Oh.
Don't
Yes,
do it to
yes,
us.
do
No.
it,
Oh no!
do it,
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
do it.
please.
Wait a minute. I'm here. Oh,
do
okay.
it. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Ooh.
I'll take the. All right. We
Ooh,
got to
okay.
We got time to test our own item knowledge, our ornaments, for the
Okay.
new season. I
Syzygy.
Did you just say
Syzygy.
ornaments? Did you just say ornaments?
Yeah, ornaments. The upgraded items.
It means 3
I'm gonna
guys
gift you
in
a
one
skin.
row.
I'm gonna gift you a skin for. I'm gonna gift you a skin for that, Rex.
I
Add
did
me on League.
no.
That was
Wait,
phenomenal.
no. I didn't make that up. That's actually something that the casters called it. So don't give me credit. But in any case, it is going to be something that we need to test some of our knowledge. We will probably not see a Syzygy, but
Sid
So
Sigzy. Sigzy.
yeah.
Hey,
And
Sid, we
then
need your help.
let's see. We
So
got
I do kind of like what the Mingos have right now. They've got way more CC on this company than they did the last one. At least from this one, what I'm seeing is that now they've put Morgana in a position where she has to choose when she's going to use her Black Shield. And what I'm seeing from the Mingos is whoever she puts it on is who they're not going to go for. Then they'll target whoever whoever doesn't get the Black Shield.
Yeah. Something interesting that I've seen some Alistars do is actually use whoever they put the black shield on. You just use that just for the headbutt, and then you just walk over and do the pulverize after. And you're just like, you're just a way for me to dash at this point. I'm not going to try to use my whole combo on you. I'm just here to dash, and then I'll get the other guy. Like you were talking about, exactly what a little explained out for the combo, and then you can use your E for the stunt right after as well. And Caitlyn traps do follow up pretty well on that as well. Unfortunately, with Morgana, it does counter it just a little bit, but you still get the headshot marker whenever they do step on the trap. I believe you just don't get snared from it.
Yep.
Right. And then quick thing, guys. So we talked about this between the break. Most annoying lanes to go up against. Rex, we'll start with you. What do you got?
Well, I as a seasoned League of Legends player, I always have to give a bone at the very least. It doesn't work anymore, which is very sad. But the classic Thresh Crank, the Blitz Crank and Thresh combo where you have Blitz grab someone, but while they're coming to you, you grab the lantern so you go all the way over the Thresh. Doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. They made it so you can't grab the lantern while you're grabbing someone. Very sad. He has 2 hands. He can grab it, but combo's dead. But still very fun. Still fun when it was.
All right. Respectable. Vid, what do you got?
This is a legendary game that will always live on in my mind. I walked into solo queue in my promos, and my bot laner locked Ivern. And I said, "Wait, dude, are you switching?" And he said, "Hell no, we're playing Ivern bot lane." And I said, "What do you mean we're playing Ivern bot lane?" He goes, "Oh, don't worry, just pick something that's gonna be good with Ivern ADC." So I picked Thresh. And he went 7-0 and 8. I went 8-0 and 7. We got them to FF at 15 minutes. And of course their bot lane was not very happy about, "Oh, this is bullshit. You guys just picked a cheese lane. That's not supposed to win games." And we were like, I mean, it
You
did.
just lost
and they
it,
were like,
though.
"Oh, well, that's just you're doing, and you play this cheese lane." I'm like, dude, I have literally never played with an Ivern carry in the bot lane.
Now I've got questions to how that would work. But my answer that I've played with a friend a few times, which is annoying. We always get complaints about it. Is Heimerdinger ADC and Zyra plants and turrets the
Ew.
entire lane.
Ew.
Then we're bringing back the misfortune. The whole misfortune support. The whole reason why that was a thing because Zyra was so strong and you can just one tap him with your double up. and then
Oh, yeah.
you just get a free crit onto the enemy ADC. The good
Oh,
old days whenever we're just countering things because they were just too strong and Riot was not like necessarily stopping us.
because Zyra would stand behind their plants, and then you just, okay, thank you for lining up my double shot for me, and it's, bam, there you go. Though I will say, I did see somebody in a game, the support flashed the double shot and let his ADC take it in. It killed him.
The best. He was giving him a
Yeah.
fast back.
It's
He was.
classic teamwork. Classic teamwork.
I think
Right.
even my ADC was like, that was wrong. See, game has been paused, so we don't know what's happened. We haven't seen the game so far. Oh, okay, well.
These guys are really good at just like double unpausing each other. Oh,
Yep.
never mind. It's doing that thing.
Okay, cool.
So we'll just wait until
Let's go ahead and
So this
James.
time-
Let's go
so-
ahead and introduce this blue side for us. Anyone want to do that?
All right, on the blue side, we have the Glacial Mingos coming and try and make this into a 3-game series. We have Nathaniel Lanier in the top lane on Shen. We've got Adam Suki in the jungle now piloting this Rumble. We have Rally in the mid lane on Anivia, and then we have Chandler Clark and Gabe Kochki in the bot lane on Caitlyn and Alistar.
And Psycho, you want to go ahead and introduce GSM for us?
And GSM on the red side. On top lane, we have King Yeetlove returning again on Amumu in the jungle. We have Panther 553-212. Vigar in the middle. We have Seymour on Vigar in the middle, and Naked Beekeeper and Silver Spade 10 on Jinx and Morgana in the bot lane.
Yeah.
I know we
Okay.
didn't talk that much about draft during the spectator delay last time, but I will say I really, really appreciate the Mingos draft a lot more than I did last time. It seemed like they were playing, just 5 different champions last game. This time there are much clearer win conditions. You have
my
a Shen
gosh.
for protection. You have a Rumble for their team.
The gentleman's agreement of dancing in the top lane. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. That's all right.
This is
All
the
right.
beautiful thing about League of Legends. This is the beautiful game.
As hard as we flame, we meme just as hard. I mean, that's respectable. I mean, guys, I gotta commend him for that. I mean, Nathaniel's okay. Well, I'm seeing some of the chat now, and I mean, that's okay. Never mind. I take it back what I said about Nathaniel. Okay, never mind.
It's okay. We can't see you on stream. It's all wholesome. We don't have to believe what it actually is.
Yes,
It's
it was
Schrodinger's League of
wholesome.
Legends player. Until you see the chat, he is both wholesome and a League of Legends player at the same time.
Like the initial engage by Nathaniel top lane, a little bit of poke damage down, and I gotta agree with you, Vid. I do like this comp better for the Mingos. This seems like it's better put together, more thought out, and less solo queue ram. So I'm excited to see what they can do with this.
Yeah, I just love the specifically the mid jungle. Anivia has that, the setup, the CC that we were really talking about in the beginning. Why Rumble mid wasn't super good with that Viego. Anivia just kind of ameliorates all of that between the wall, between the stun. Both of those are just going to make it so much easier for Adam Suki to secure and win these like early 2v2s. Meanwhile, Panther is very weak in the early game as a Mumu, and Seymour just needs time to scale. He's a little Viger boy.
And they have moved Silver Spade from being this offensive threat that Morgana was in the first match to being defensive now with her E. With all the different CCs that they bring to the table now, Silver Spade's got to be very careful about his placement with that. So I think this is going to be a much better match than what the first one was.
Yeah, I mean, if Silver Spade is like one of the things that separates a good Morgana and a great Morgana is if you can, hold onto your shield until you know exactly who they're going for, and you just go ahead and drop it. So then you just negate the combo of it entirely on one person, as long as you're far enough away from the other guy as well. So then they can't, just go ahead and pick up one or the other. It's none at all.
I like the Caitlyn
Yeah,
pick
still
up by
playing
Clark
both
too.
sides of the matchup.
Yeah. And I like the Caitlyn pick up by Clark too. It gives him a little bit more auto attack range with Caitlyn. He can farm safely, pick away safely from it. And we see that some of the trades that he's doing right now. So I think these are smarter picks than what we had before. And teleport coming in from Orn. Gonna come on down.
Ooh.
Panther's gonna be the first to go down. Nathaniel Laner picking up the first blood kill with the Shin, and this is already looking like a different match. Nathaniel's gonna flash in there, didn't get the taunt down. They're going, and that's gonna be Yelof is gonna fall down, and Nathaniel Laner too. This is already a different Mingos squad than what we've seen before. So maybe they finally rolled up our sleeves, going, okay, we heard these guys talking about it on stream, and now they're playing serious.
And that was mad disrespect actually on the side of Panther. He did not respect the fact that Rumble does an absolute metric ton of damage in the early game, and you just took away his one weakness, which is the inability to gap close. You queued into him as a Mumu. He flashed away, but it didn't do anything. Adam Suki. Yeah.
Good. I was gonna say, I think, and I don't want to say this, but I mean, I'm gonna say it anyway, is that as much as this game is about skill, I think there may be some head games coming into this. I mean, they completely walked over the Mingos in the first game, and then you see, like, you know, Panther showing them just that disrespect, like, oh, what's he gonna do on me now? And then they just completely enclosed on him right then. Yelof tried to go in with Orn to try and peel like he could, and they both ended up falling. So I think the Mingos, it's like that. It's like the Jungle Book. You got the tiger by the tail, and I think that's what they've got the Mingos by, and they need to be careful because if they keep making plays like that, the Mingos could very quickly turn this into a 3-game series.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see if they can actually pull it off here. I mean, it's a very strong start. We're still seeing blue side with the 2 kills advantage, and it's both on the top laner as well. So, you know, it's a little bit of a flip script this time, but not to say that GSM is out of it just yet as well. They have the Ornn, they have the Jinx, they have the Vigor. These are all really good scaling champions, especially with all these extra ornaments. That I'm going to be trying my best in order to try to remember what they're actually called, but we'll get there whenever we cross that bridge. Ooh, getting real low there.
Nathaniel Laner had taken Ignite, that would have been a dead Ornn yet again. And yes, Regdor, 1 metric ton of damage is a technical term that we use here.
I think if I had $1 or if I had £1 for every time I said 1 metric ton of damage, I would have an Imperial ton, and I would still need to convert to metric because that's a different number.
Well, in any case, you know, Regdor, you have been gone from the league scene for a little bit, and so you might have not seen the Freak and his tons of damage. We have evolved from tons of damage into metric tons. But here comes the top lane.
Oh,
yeah.
Good knockup
Another
by
gig.
Yelof, but not is gonna be enough. I think I'm seeing the Mingos game plan is that they're gonna exact a pound of flesh off of Yelof for the first game, and then they're gonna focus on the rest of the map.
Like I said, they flipped the script. It's the top first. The top lane gets fed, and then everyone else follows suit. But here comes a
little bit of a late
number.
bite with a black shield by there, but that's not going to be enough. They're going to wait a little bit for the. Won't be able to get the pulverize off, but they're going to be able to chase down Silver Spade. And then Silver Spade's going to make it out of there. It looks like. Nathaniel Laner is going to come in. That's going to be a dead Amumu. Should be a dead Beekeeper too. Good stun by Rally. Beautiful stun right there. The Silver Spade able to come around the backside and skip it. They're pretty much a little under half. Oh, spoke too soon. And gonna just eke on out of there.
Oh, and there's Nathaniel Lanier taking that blue buff as well. He doesn't even need it. Man's got energy, but stealing it from Seymour. So overall, this is already a Mingos game, 2,000 gold in their favor as we creep up on 8 minutes. Yeetloaf isn't even going to get a plate. So actually worse than that last time the first time that Yeetloaf roamed last game, where at least Nathaniel Lanier at that point, he got himself a plate. He managed to get a little bit of CS, but we just see Ornn pretty far behind here. 2 kills, 3 assists down, doesn't have any plates, and overall Mingos just looking really good all across the map.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, well, maybe look at the CS scores right now, and I think that I'm going to say this, I think Anivia is even, or Rally's even farming better on Anivia than he was on Rumble, so was the first game a little bit of a meme game? Maybe. But they still, you know, the first game wasn't a great game by the Mingos in the least bit, but they're looking very vastly different right now, and as different as the Mingos are, GSM is looking equally as different right now, and so they may be just taking off a little bit. A lot of turret plating coming down right now for the Mingos. It's free gold into their pockets, and we'll see if GSM can be able to come back from this. I mean, they team fight excellent together, so maybe would they just need to get out of the laning phase right now, see what they can do outside of that. And
Yeah.
Nathaniel just flexing a little bit on Yeetloaf top lane with the
Yeah, if we thought last game was full of comfort pits, these Mingos are now lounging. They're chilling. This is the hot tub equivalent in terms of comfort pits now. They're looking really good on these champions that they're playing right now, and I gotta say it's working out really well for them, and I'm hopeful to see how it turns out here. But like we've been saying, GSM isn't out of it just yet. They do have a very strong late game scaling team with the infinite scaling Vigor and then the hyper carry Jinx, but they take a while to get online, so maybe Mingos can close out the game before that, or maybe GSM finds a way to stall out just a little bit longer.
Caitlyn scales decently well. I think Alistar was just going in there on the minions just to try and get the black shield off, but Silverspeed having his eye on that, able just to hold off on that E, and a great holding by him on that to prevent the all-in as they had Suki waiting in the wings.
Oh,
and Suki gonna be 1-3 here. Suki not paying attention to what's going on, and yeah, that's a familiar sound that we've heard several times before in the last match. And Kashi going a little deep on that one.
Yeah, so already a Jinx kill back here, and GSM does get themselves a little bit of breathing room, at least in this bot lane. They had some good ward coverage there in the river bush, and then again in that kind of cheater bush outside of their side. Try rush up. Seymour gonna miss that W, but here comes Panther. He's got the Q. Rally doesn't have the flash. The Q's gonna go wide.
Dodge by Rally. Good dodge, buddy.
Oh, and now Gabe Kochki might be in a little trouble. He's forced to use the ultimate as Beekeeper and Silver Spade just stymie that engage. Oh, Panther flashing away.
Nathaniel is just showing no respect top lane as the earlier engages that they're having, fighting in the minion wave and still taking less damage than Ornn is. Just showing Yeetloaf no respect this time around.
Yeah, last time you could fight in the minion wave and not take any damage because both of you have so much healing. Now you can do it because you're just too tanky. And, well, actually, Nathaniel Lanier has bought an Anathema's Chains, that new item, one of the two. I wonder who he has that on. Is it on Yeetloaf to try and lock him up more, or has he already just decided to put it on one of the enemy carries to, keep them in trouble?
I wonder. Check on. Unit has Vendetta getting. Who's the nemesis? Okay, yeah, you can see it's over on the Ornn right now.
Okay, so that makes sense. The 1v1s, but speaking of 1v1s, Yeetloaf gets himself a good trade.
Indeed, it is going to be pretty interesting. I'll be honest, I don't completely understand how it works. Is it like you get one stack of Vendetta every minute? So then at 30 minutes you get 30% damage reduction from that person? Or is it like faster than that? Because 30% damage reduction is pretty good. So I wouldn't blame him for 30 minutes. But
over the course of a minute, you gain that much, so you can change it.
Okay.
And I will say right now, already at the 10-minute mark of this happened, Kochki already has his quest completed. And again, just showing, and yes, this is Alistar, but I mean, again, the last game, if he had this item on Lulu, he would have had it completed much better. And already we're seeing the vision. I mean, not pretty still much in favor of GSM, but Mingos doing a little bit better job than they did last time of getting some wards and vision down. Though I will say Silver Spade is already at 13 minutes, vision score of 18. The man is just taking wards out as much as he can.
And we do see that GSM are going to give up the second dragon. They know that they had that first one, so they don't have to worry too much about a quick soul. They can just continue to turtle up scale. Silver Spade, not in that much trouble. Just going to go to W rally, but there goes the equalizer. Forcing the flash.
Wow.
Chandler Clark uses the ace in the hole, but it won't kill.
Yeah, really close there, using the Gale Force too in order to try to maybe get some damage off, but they were too far away, and then dropping the ward down so you can get the ace in the hole, but not going to be finishing it off there. Looking over at this top lane here, I still don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to say Chains. The Chains are, you know, doing pretty good in order to reduce a lot of this damage. 30% damage reduction from that person is super nice, and then you also have the enemy has reduced tenacity, so that means your taunt's going to last even longer on them as well. So super honest, I think it's a super nice item now that I actually understand it takes 30 minutes to actually fully build the 30%, you know, damage reduction. You know, it makes a lot more sense now that, you know, I'm saying it, you know, actually instead of just typing it into my keyboard. But in any case, you know, I am also curious about like building that with a Def Stance and then going into a full AD team, so you take 45% reduced damage.
Riley's gonna be trying to go top lane and try to do something on Yelof, not knowing he's spotted out by a ward, and Yelof is gonna let him back right here, waste his time a bit.
Yeah, Yeetlov just in no position right now to try and fight. Even if he does have the jump on Rally, he just, you know, he doesn't have his mythic finished. He does have both components finished, so he will be a little bit better at you know, standing against Nathaniel Lanier in this top lane. He can just farm a little bit better and not get pushed in so easily, thanks to finishing now that Sunfire Cape. Gotta love Ornn's passive.
Yeah, but I like seeing Kochki go a little bit deep, trying to get some wards down. Some of my process of, hey, they kind of rash you a little bit on your warding, and go over there, and that's going to be cleared out. But I mean, that was there just to help me get a little bit deeper vision down. So they have some down. Backdoor TP coming in. Looks like Ornn is going to be coming in from behind them,
Yeah,
and it looks like bot lane is going to be.
Double knockup. That is going to force the Stand United. Gabe Kochki going to go very low. Nathaniel Lanier coming in. That is going to be the stopwatch coming through for Silver Spade with the ultimate. But Rally's here.
Last spot onto Naked Beekeeper.
Rally taking down Naked Beekeeper. Silver Spade's going to go down as well. Yeetloaf will be 3.
What
and
a way
such
to
a
turn
botch
this
fight.
around. My gosh, Yeelof comes in with the backside. Caitlyn tries to shoot backwards, get herself out of there. Not enough to get out of the knockup. And the double knockup coming in from the Ornn ult. Beautiful Shin ult from the top lane. He still has his TP up. And that was just a fantastic turnaround by the Mingos.
Absolutely. And I mean, just seeing all those kills going down for them, not a single person lost for the Mingos. They're continuously pushing this lead. Good rotations by Rally from, you know, just going, instead of staying just mid with his laner, didn't call it out apparently, and they just got collapsed on. They were thinking, okay, we can do 3v3, but then didn't realize, you know, Nathaniel Lanier, he has his TP and his ulti, so like he could pretty much go down bot lane, finish up that fight, and then go top lane unpunished. And even so, he's actually punishing King Yeetlov a little bit for that TP play as well by pushing out this lane too.
And Rally might be here to punish again. The Anivia just waiting behind the wall.
It looks like I think all of the wards from GSM are gone top lane. So Yeetlov unaware of. Oh, never mind. Their things come down. The Rally has been spotted out. Oh, and Suki. Oh, little dodge and flash there. Look out of that. Thanos going to engage a little bit with Yeetlov, and Suki, because of the chains, gives a little bit of a better trade in on that.
So now, with this Mountain Dragon coming up, this will be a Mountain Soul. So tanky boys all galore. Panther gonna flash forward onto Rally. Doesn't take that much damage. He's going to get down to about half health. Panther's running him down, and Rally does a lot of damage, moves really fast. Can Panther continue chasing? Does he want to continue chasing? That's the Stand United coming in. Panther dead, fighting off way more than he can chew.
Oh. Let's see Rally just in calm, just whispering to himself, going, yes, follow me, little one. And taking him right to Shin. And this is looking like a much different Mingos than we had seen before. These guys had their focus on. Hex Flash over the wall. Jinx, flash by Jinx out of the way. That was a great Hex Flash over the wall. Morgana not there to put the binding on, so Jinx had to burn her flash to get out of there.
That was a beautiful flash by Naked Beekeeper. He was certainly dead if he had been hit by that headbutt. However, yeah, you said Jinx flashed down. That's a lot of resources, and now it is going to be an uncontested Mountain Drake. Panther looked like he was, you know, going a little bit too far. I don't know if it's just determination, thinking that they need to get back in, or if it's just kind of a little bit of tilt. But it will hand over a dragon, second of Mingo's game here, and they will start pushing this lead that they have, currently sitting at about 7K.
And A2 making a good point here. Anivia purchasing the Merc treads, identifying, she's up against, or Rally's up against lanes that have a lot of CC to them, and so with Vigar and Amumu's change they've got, having just a little bit of tenacity on her, able to get away a little, just a little bit quicker.
Definitely a good buy here. It's considering it's a 4-0 Anivia right now. You definitely want to try to keep yourself protected. And you do a lot of damage. So does Chandler Clark, but the less deaths that you have, the 401k like you guys have been calling it, you don't want to necessarily give that up so easily. So keeping yourself a little bit more able to survive is definitely important. Plus, having a little bit of that magic resist is going to be helpful against 4 out of the 5 members of the enemy team.
Well, so it looks like Nathaniel Laner's up a level on King Meatloaf. Suki is up a level on Panther. Anivia and Vigar are tied. Naked Beekeeper is actually a level up on Clark, and Kochki and Silver Spade up just a moment ago. Kochki was just a little bit ahead on experience on Morgana.
And, try all you want. The Mercury Treads won't stop that from going down, but Rally now taking a lot of damage. There is the Super Mega.
They almost did.
Lanier chasing down the Ornhorn coming through just to confirm the kill. Shut down twice here.
Greedy. That was a greedy Shin ult to go in there for that. They should have probably just let the egg just be scrambled as it was, but instead they lose 2 for that. So Mingos have been playing better, but it's mistakes like that that may end up costing them the game if GSM capitalizes on those.
Yeah, and GSM got the kills on the right person. Naked Beekeeper now has Runeans. Those crit rockets are going to be absolutely massive. And I mean, like, not to belittle GSM's position in this game, but they're actually going to have some damage on their team right now. They even struggled to take down Rally's second health bar there, as it were. They had the Stand United shield to break through, but with 3 against 1, it really shouldn't have taken that long. It was, coming up against the wire, and Beekeeper almost died like that. Luckily now, Beekeeper has more damage, Beekeeper has attack speed, and that Kraken Slayer to help cut through the Shen a little bit better. And just look at how fast he chunks through that red buff. They're still behind. They're still 4,000 gold behind, but it's a sight better than what they were just a minute ago.
Footnote still kind of hovering on Caitlyn. Looks like Ornn is going to catch Forge Fire Crest, and haven't seen him really forge anything just yet. But I imagine as we're approaching the 22 minute mark, we may see some items coming out from Ornn just to help out.
Yeah, he gets that Forge Fire Crest for himself now that he has reached level 13. And we will, he's going down there to push against Nathaniel Lanier. We will now start seeing Yeatloaf help his team from afar and get these mythic upgrades. As Shelly, she'll crash, but not before getting hit in the eye.
Not really.
Panther.
Oh, gonna go down. Oh, that stuff from Rally coming down. Looks like they're gonna try and grab Panther off that, but they're gonna be unable to get him. Fire in the hole is just gonna barely miss. It's gonna hit on the Naked Beekeeper. Nathaniel Laner and Yeatloaf battling it out in the bottom lane, and looks like they're just kind of stalling right now. Nobody's gonna be able to go on Baron just yet. Yeatloaf getting dangerously low.
That was a
dash away.
That was a big save for GSM. Seymour getting all of that damage off with his WQ.
There's and flash off Morgana.
Yeah, the wall cannot be black shielded. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, Jinx and Vigar do scale really well late game, but you look at the Mingos team, Caitlyn still scales pretty well, and Nivea scales decently enough, but you've also got Rumble and Shin who are going to be able to do some good damage late game. Well, yeah. Rumble, Shin will be there for the ults and for protection.
This is really a game of inches. They're kind of edging each other out on the scaling, and unfortunate.
I thought Morgana stole that.
Silver Spade, he's going to go low, he's going to go down, but that's the Shen down, taken down by Seymour. Yeatloaf taking 2 on the back. He's getting Gabe Kochki low, but he's not got him down yet. Zoning Chandler Clark, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's not tanky enough.
Wow.
That is worn down. Seymour tanking the ace in the hole. It is going to be a 2 for 3, and the Mingos will walk away with Baron.
Shen's going to pick up Tiamat. Rumble's going to get an Hourglass, and Nivea's going to get the Banshee's Veil. That is going to be big. So Anivia looking again to try to protect herself just a little bit more. We're standing just at least one wave of crowd control. And
Chandler Clark. The mad outplay here against Panther.
The mad lad, just showing up. Oh my gosh.
And again, we actually see Panther force really hard on something that he had no
wasted
right to.
it. Was that a Jinx roll? Yeah, that was a Jinx rocket coming in.
The
And
early
Shin
steal
ult
on a
is
blind
ready.
target.
Shin ult is ready for Nathaniel. That's going to be easy Drake for them, uncontested. Soul coming up next. Things are not shipping up well for the Mingos, even though they may have a little bit of a timeline above them. I mean, you've got Jinx has got some kills. Vigar still needs to get up there. He's got a couple, finishing up on a couple of items. He still needs to get a couple more before he really becomes a big threat right now. And I'm wondering how many stacks of Primordial Evil does he have? We're able to see that.
Going over to him, he has 182 stacks right now.
Ooh. Okay, so he should be. So he may not. So his score may not represent the entire damage he's capable of doing. He's only 1-0-2 right now, so he's at least playing safe. But he needs to get in there and do some damage because he's while Jinx is scaling well, Vigar is the other half of that, and he's yet to really show up and be a threat in these fights.
Yeah, he's been able to chunk out some of these squishies. We saw in that team fight around Baron that he got Chandler Clark Rally and Adam Suki all down to half health. But he wasn't able to follow up on it. A lot of his team was just kind of out of position. Panther wasn't able to find and engage. So we are seeing GSM kind of as a unit fail in these team fights, even if individual members, even if these carries do have the damage that they need. But Eatloaf is on the side. He has not quite a full flank, and they will not be able to find anything as this inner turret goes down.
It's like the mustard and watermelon combo, right? You need both of them to really be good. They both got to be there together.
All right, I'm
The
on
what?
You do not put that evil on me, Psycho.
I'll be honest, I unfollowed that guy after he did that. And he still shows up on my For You page with rude combos, and I'm just afraid to try him.
I'm making a message from A2 telling me to stop. Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
Yeah, yes, I've seen people try it and actually enjoy it, but I refuse because it doesn't fit with my narrative of good food. So I'm refusing.
Fair enough,
Like,
fair enough, fair enough.
I get the people that do the grilled soy watermelon, you know, like soy sauce on watermelon and you just grill it, because apparently it tastes like meat because it's got, you know, you caramelize all those sugars and you kind of get that semi-Maillard reaction. But I do not get the mustard. 4 members, however, of Mingos coming to the top lane. They're just going to finish off this final inner turret. They really don't have any kind of fight against them. Panther, he will move forward. He's just going to win.
Only one knockup zone is from Suki. Beautiful all from Suki in the back end.
Goes down.
Jinx is just falling down.
Caitlyn.
Good disengage by Alistar. Kochki. Beautiful headbutt to get Panther off of Chandler Clark. They know they're going to take out Elo.
They're not done yet.
Is not from this world.
Oh no.
Wow.
Who are these guys? And what have they done with my Mingos?
Fantastic team fight by the Mingos. That was a great Ord engage right there. A quick Zonias by Suki to prevent himself from getting knocked out, but wasn't going to be enough for him to fall down. He at least got his ult down, but Kochki, fantastic. Panther went in on Chandler, and he used his headbutt to get him right off of him again. Save Chandler, keeping him up. That's how you protect your ADC. Like that. And then he fails to flash over the wall. Okay, Kochki, come on. You're making a fool of me now, buddy. Okay?
It's okay. It's only head splash. It's yeah, head splash. It's fine. It's not real.
I take back almost everything I said about this guy. Okay, he doesn't know how to flash for anything. Okay, go back to gold, buddy. No, great fight and great siege into the base. Mingo's gonna reset now, cash in some of that gold they got, and set up for Dragon Soul next.
Yeah, the Dragon Soul is going to be a pretty easy one. 50 seconds, and GSM has been pushed back into their base. They have all of their ultimates available, but they really just do not have the power. They don't have the gold. They're 12,000 gold down on the Mingos here, and they will not be able to really find themselves any kind of advantage anymore. I mean, Chandler Clark now at 6-0 and 6, 3 full items, and
The
creeping
power slay.
toward that Infinity Edge.
Do
Meanwhile,
you?
Naked Beekeeper 2 full levels down and has been
Mhm.
forced to buy a Lord Dominic's regards.
And we
It is
see the vision scores kind of start to go back and forth. I mean, Koshki 71, Silver Spade with 61. We're seeing the Mingos doing way more warding and removing downwards. And I'm looking at Vigar's items right now. He's got Ludens. It looks like he's got a needlessly large rod and boots. Is he going for Rabadons next?
an engage, though. It is going to take down one already member of Mingos. Now Panther, he will pop as well. Naked Beekeeper, he is in the backline. He's doing a lot of damage, but he's going to get knocked down by the ace in the hole. Seymour, he's so low. He's going to get double killed, and now Heatloaf, he's all alone in the backline.
And there's
He's
the
not gonna
late,
be able to do
there's
enough.
late game, there's late game Caitlyn. Everybody talks about, you know, Jinx and Vigar being high power late game. That is a 10-0 Caitlyn who is just wrecking things, and there is Shin in base finishing things with the Nivea, and that is going to end things. And here we go, game 2 Mingos. We have a series, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I guess I have
Mingos
to.
taking down the Nexus.
So does this mean I have to pull up Silver Scrapes?
I think you do. It's a special night, ladies and gents. We have a full 3-game series here on Get Wrecked TV. So don't go anywhere, because the scrapes are being queued up. The Mingos and GSM are resetting, getting ready to see who will truly take down the other in this test of strength in Week 4 of the GRLCS Summer Splash. Don't go anywhere.
Rip YouTube.
Tell me when we're on the next screen.
Ba-da-dope. Bo-doo.
In out damage all of GSM.
make sure we unmute our mics this time. Hello, hey, what's up? We're back once again, and we made it to Game 3 with GSM versus the Mingos.
That was an absolute banger of a game 2. Mingos, they got stomped game 1. They came back, completely different draft, looked like a completely different team, and absolutely turned the tables around on GSM, pulling off all sorts of early game plays, getting top lane ahead, and then we got to see the power of a late game Caitlyn and a late game Anivia.
Completely different teams that we saw from both sides of it. The warding was better, the coverage was better, rotations were better. It's just the cohesion between the teams seemed to be just syncing up a little bit better. And Mingos look like they have learned their lesson from game 1 and are continuing to ban that Nocturne, and I would too.
Honestly, I would too. Just like the Nocturne was so strong, and he didn't even build the new item either. I was so mad after the first game that like he didn't build the new item, and I was like, man, if he had that new item of how much he was split pushing, you would just dominate. But it's not useful whenever you're in team fights, I suppose. So that's the reason why he didn't.
You know, and I know we're saying that, you know, the Mingos were kind of mean in game 1, but the fact that they keep banning that Nocturne, it's just letting me know that, yeah, they don't want to go back to that. They don't want to risk it again, because I think the Mingos even may be going, yeah, we were memeing a little bit, but we didn't think it was going to go that bad. So Rumble coming down, Morgana, I'm still liking these picks. Do I still think that the Mingos, if they showed anything, are still going to try and make that a more defensive Morgana, using for that Black Shield? Rumble, I'm hoping we see that again in the jungle. It looks like Alistar. So, are we gonna see the same comp again? Is this what we're gonna see?
I really do not want to see both teams run this draft back. There were some obvious faults in both drafts in both games. You know, game 1, I think we saw the self-apparent issues with the Mingos draft. But with game 2, GSM, they got so many of their pocket picks, their comfort picks, but it just didn't go super well. They kind of drafted themselves into a bit of a corner. Shen got to beat up on Ornn early, which I think was a huge contributor to the success of top lane. And then that Morgana into Alistar, they've already picked it here, but it just seemed like Gabe Kochki had a much better handle on that matchup and a lot more support from his team in general. Rumble was able to do enough magic damage to really break down these Morgana shields on whoever they happened to be on, and we saw both bot laners having to flash again and again to avoid that equalizer, even if Adam Suki was coming in late.
And I don't like that they picked Jinx this early, because if you remember last time when they were drafting here, they banned out ADCs the very last 2 months for Mingos, and now they get to focus on either the mid or top lane here.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see for focusing onto that mid and top lane. Like they both already picked out their side, so now it's just strictly from mid and bot lane, which means with that Jinx locked in, no more Veigar we have to worry about. But maybe Seymour is going to pull out some sort of pocket pick that we haven't seen just yet. We all know him for his Veigar, but we haven't seen him from any of the other champions so far. Maybe they're going to pull out an ace for them. But in any case, this is an excellent opportunity for them to ban away the Veigar and try with a different problem this time.
There goes the
I'm
Anivius. They learned from
surprised.
that. The bird is not the word today. The bird is not the word today.
Yeah,
And I don't blame him. That Anivia was not great. Sorry, let's go ahead.
Yeah, the bird kind of hurt that last game, so I can 100% agree that banning the bird is a smart play, and Corki is going to be banned away as well, which is I like that because it works just the same way with Veigar. You know, you're just a scaling mid laner, but now they're going to ban that away. And Shen, also banned away from Nathaniel.
And GSM showing their hand. They did not like Anivia and Shin. They were like, we are not dealing with that this time around. So what are the Mingos going to have up their sleeves to deal with now? Uh-oh.
If they pick Malzahar, I think this is a significantly scarier draft in the mid lane here. Malzahar is locked in, so I'm scared for GSM now, because aside from the Veigar for Seymour, the first thing I think of when I'm like, okay, what's Seymour gonna play if he wants like a pocket pick and he doesn't have Veigar, like Xerath, and Zareth, while he does a lot of damage from very far away and can kind of
Choose your words
beat up on
carefully.
I was just gonna say he doesn't do so great into Rumble's
Oh.
Equalizer,
So they're
and
gonna force Nathan to pick his to kind of show his hand, and they're.
But yeah,
That
you
Wukong
were
top
saying, Vid? Sorry, I interrupted you because I thought it was funny. But yeah.
Zareth, it is good. It does a lot of damage from very far away. It can kind of or like match the Caitlyn in that respect. Once
Keep
you get
going.
into the later stages of the game, but it falls really hard to Rumble and
Mm.
Vel'Koz. I was gonna say Vel'Koz is like the third thing in my mind here for Seymour, and it falls into the same trap. You have to stand still for like half of your abilities, and that doesn't go so well against Equalizer. That doesn't go so well against Nether Grasp.
Yeah, very true.
Wukong.
I play a lot of Xerath. I hate those champions.
Uh-oh. All right. So we got a game now,
Ooh.
ladies and gentlemen.
Interestingness.
Sion versus Wukong in the top lane. Vel'Koz versus Malzahar in the mid lane. Vel'Koz can be able to pump out that true damage. Vel'Koz, another champion that scales really well, does true damage if he can get his stacks off. And he is a champ that can hurt hard. And a Malzahar, of course, with this outplay button and lock you down right away. And so we will see what we're able to get out of here. This is gonna be a fun matchup. I can't wait. The one I'm a little disappointed that Nathan didn't get Shin, but don't blame him for getting Shin off the board because having the Shin Ulthan TP, he was able to get around the map just in crazy amounts of fashion.
Yeah, I honestly I am a little surprised about the Sion pickup here. I don't like it as much into the Wukong matchup just because Wukong has so much extra mobility and you're kind of like a clunky sort of. You're the clunkiest out of the juggernauts in the game, I would say. Like it's very set in stone of what you do. It's very telegraphed because you're one of you're a big guy. You're a big guy to do big hurts. But Wukong, he has a lot of mobility. He can get a lot of armor when you're in these longer sustained fights as well. And he's generally pretty useful as well. So, but it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe this game won't be a top lane sort of matchup that we're going to be watching. Maybe it's going to be somewhere else that we'll really be focusing on. Because so far, honestly, both games has been decided by who's the better top laner.
Yeah, and I think this is a very calculated risk that Mingos are going for. You're talking about how Wukong really does beat up on Sion. He has that armor penetration with the crushing blow. He has the mobility with the decoy, and just in general, he should be able to beat Sion in many 1v1s. However, I think Mingos is just saying like, okay, F it, we're gonna sack the top lane here, and we're just going to let Sion lose gracefully because he's going to be so useful in the late game against Vel'Koz and Jinx. Both of them super immobile. Vel'Koz, as I said, has to stand still for a lot of his abilities, and Jinx just doesn't have any repositions. She may even have to go for a Gale Force if it comes to that, when she would much rather have a Kraken Slayer. And Sion's going to be able to run down the lane, crash into them, and start team fights off, which was something that Mingo struggled with in game one. And then we saw when they had great top laner support with that Stand United, it enabled them to just go as deep as they wanted and start those fights in earnest.
And then if Nathan does fall early, even a fighter, even top lane, the pass from Sion, being able to his undying rage, just beating out whatever he can get his hands on, still able to contribute a little bit more after his death. So I mean, they're figured. I mean, this I agree completely. It's a long shot, but I mean, it's if you're gonna put your eggs in a basket on a champion, I mean, Sion would probably be the way to go.
Yeah, and I suppose worst case scenario, you can just slap on a the AC chains, the anathema, whatever it's called. Just slap it onto him, have a vendetta against Jinx, so then she's doing way less damage, especially if she chooses to go for the Gale Force instead of Kraken Slayer, because you can't reduce Kraken Slayer's true damage, but you can reduce all of Gale Force.
That's a little bit of a cheeky little item they added to. I mean, that's oh my gosh, that's being able just to buy an item and reduce someone else's damage is oh god. But I can see why you would have it. I mean, that's great to kind of try and negate some of the power stuff that's been out there, but yeah, just tossing on a Jinx. Oh man, so dirty. Gotta love it though.
I'm thinking Anathema's Chain will be a very quick buy here for Sion. Probably be a second item here for Amumu as well. If Rally's previous performance in the mid lane is anything to go by, we're probably going to be seeing Mercury Treads. There's a lot of long-range magic damage and CC that Malzahar is going to want to reduce even after that spell shield. But Spectator delays out. We're getting into games soon, and we're going to see who can take this GSM or the Glacial Mingos.
So we did see the Mingos, even if they don't know for sure if they were not screwing around a lot. Ooh, I like the Majestic Empress Morgana a lot, but we did see that their itemization vastly changed between game 1 and game 2. Is GSM going to follow that same kind of suit and change their itemization to fit the needs that they face in game 2 as well? And it looks like mid is occupied at the moment, and we'll be back when he's done using the restroom. So we will unpause when they get back. In the meantime, Rex, Vid, you guys want to do the introductions for Game 3?
Well, it looks like we're going to have the same bug again because I just got to see him right out the door. But let's just go ahead.
Rex, you there?
I think we lost him.
Oh, no.
There might...
Oh, no. Hello?
There you go.
Hello? Can at least stream
Yes.
him. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully stream at least hears me. But yeah. Blue side, we have
Hearing like every third syllable
Is
from
he
Rex.
for anyone else? Stream, give us a holler if Rex is not coming through so great.
Here, I will try to fix my microphone, but if you want to go ahead and do the introduction then.
Hell yeah. On the blue side, we have Gecko Slammer, Armageddon, Gold, King Yeetloaf in the top lane. On the Monkey King, Wukong. We have Panther 553212 on Amumu in the jungle. In the mid lane, we have Seymour on the Vel'Koz. And in the bot lane, Naked Beekeeper and Silver Spade 10 on Jinx and Morgana yet again.
Minions has spawned.
Still messing around with my microphone, so.
Okay. All right,
You wanna get the other one?
So Mingos in the top lane. We have Nathaniel Lanier on Scion, Adam Suki on the infamous Rumble, Rally on not Vel'Koz. I'm sorry, no, that is not Vel'Koz. That is Malzahar. Chandler Clark and Gabe Koshki in the bot lane on Caitlyn and Alistar. Gotcha.
We can hear you better now. You are not a robot anymore.
Cool.
There you go, buddy.
It's
All right,
possible
glad
that
to
it
have
would.
you.
Yeah, it's possible it might have been my Wi-Fi, but let's hope not. In any case, yeah, with introductions out of the way. So,
Oh no.
yeah.
We're still
Dang.
losing you, but okay, well, let's just take over here. Panther taking that red buff and Adam Suki moving over to the Grump. I always love that blue side start for the blue side start for red. That's Black Frost Scion. That's one of the new ones, the ones that came out with was Anivia in that group? No.
Nivea was
Black
the
Frost
first one.
Scion. Yeah. Oh, Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz
Yes.
was the other new Black Frost.
And I think Renekton or Rek'Sai, one of the two.
Koshki and Channeling be the first ones to level 2. Just forcing these guys back. It looks like at least from the get-go that Beekeeper and Silver Spit are playing a little bit more passive than they were the first game, giving these guys a little bit more respect that they earned in that second matchup.
Yeah, they know that they really can't mess with them the same way that they did in game 1. The Xayah and Morgana has a lot more ability to poke in the early levels, mainly off of just Xayah being able to call back all of those feathers. Meanwhile, Caitlyn and Alistar have much more threat to just combo and kill you here at level 2. And it looks like Silver Spade has also taken the E second just to ensure that his Jinx will not, or no, his W second. Wow, that is a little bit aggressive here, but they should be pushing toward level 3 just to make sure that Alistar cannot get that engage.
And
all right.
Koshki looking at that. I wonder if he's planning some kind of preemptive engage, but these guys are playing a little bit back, and there's level 3 for Beekeeper and Spades, so E is going to be coming up for Morganas sometime soon.
Watch the collapse, though, on Panther.
Oh,
And Adam Suki.
headbutt, and that's going to force Oh man, unfortunate. Thought he was gonna get away from that, but easy flash over the wall for Suki, gonna take him out for that. That was a good roam by Koshki, getting up there, spotting out Panther on the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, it's exactly what they did in the last game, except this time they actually managed to find and kill Panther. So greedy pathing there by Panther, not having any kind of vision, and also not, immediately rotating back once the bot lane of GSM saw that he was missing. So it will be first blood over to Adam Suki, very similar to what we saw in game 2.
Seeing the CS at least staying a little bit similar. Looks like Velkai is going up a little bit on Malzahar.
Man.
Suki is going to be way ahead on Panther right now, and in the top lane, looks like Sion or Nathaniel is just pushing, forcing Wukong underneath this turret right now.
And we do see that also Adam Suki is pulling ahead in the CS department. He is, he's just clearing faster. Panther dying there in the jungle. He lost both Scuttle Crabs, I believe, which, getting double Scuttle is never a good feeling. He is down 2 full camps, which is 2 full Scuttle Crabs. And Adam Suki continues to clear as well now. His bot lane has priority just based off being Caitlyn, Alistar. They're so threatening, and they have that Scuttle Crab prio. It means that they could go for an early dragon if they want it.
And from the bot lane of GSM, just looking at how Chandler Clark is kind of dodging back and forth, I would try and layer in the Jinx Zap with the Morgana binding, just to get either that slow and lockdown going, because they're throwing those out independently, and I think if they could layer those on top of each other, they could probably get a pick with that.
Early first Drake here for the Glacial Mingos. It does mean, Silver Spade does manage to get that interrupt, so Chandler Clark will start his back here, but Naked Beekeeper will start to get some more CS, and Chandler Clark has been delayed on that back, so both teams just heading back to lane.
Chandler Clark is just not going to fight. I didn't want to go back anyway.
Yeah, who wanted to go back? It's just, watch out, Silver Spade. He will be forced to flash.
Exactly as that goes in on Naked Beekeeper, the shield on him, that he's going to do good melee over Morgana, who's going to flash out of the way, flash out for Beekeeper and for Morgana. Here comes Suki. Wait, I thought Jinx just flashed. Oh, my bad. It was Heal. I'm sorry, Heal then went down.
So now Adam Suki taking a little bit of damage, but Naked Beekeeper will burn his flash. They get a little greedy, get a little overextended, and no wards. So GSM, they gain nothing here, lose a couple of sums, and actually Mingos didn't have to give up a single thing there. They get 3 summoning spells for nothing.
Well, Alistar did burn his flash, so he has Hex Flash up right now, but I think I think he burned that earlier on the initial engage. He might not have done it right then, but he did burn it earlier.
And now Silver Spade in a little bit of trouble.
Yikes.
Equalizer comes
beautiful!
out.
Beautiful ult by Suki. Sorry, Vid. Beautiful ult by Suki, layering that down on top of him. I mean, it frustrates me when Caitlyn players line those traps up right there, because you're like, okay, now how am I supposed to get across right now? And then you're forcing Silver Spade to use his E in order to cross those safely without having to get stuck by one of those.
Chandler Clark maybe coming up on 6 now, so Naked Beekeeper does need to watch out. His support is very low. There we go. Silver Spade will tank that. Chandler Clark will back off, and Panther, there's really not much he can do right now. He's only level 5. Silver Spade now taking a lot of damage. He has the Ignite ticking on him. Gabe Koski, one more auto attack should do it. Silver Spade will not die. Chandler Clark, the TP coming in from King Geatloaf, but now Panther is getting a lot of damage off. Chandler Clark flashing away. He's going to get bonked one more time, and Bonky Kong will take his first kill, putting GSM on the board. Gabe Kochki on the run now. The kill coming through for the Jinx. 2-1 GSM.
All right, Mingo's getting a little bit aggressive there. I mean, they could see the blood in their eyes, or bloodlust in their eyes. Seeing the very low Beekeeper and Silver Spade. He's thinking these guys.
Big boy is going to find himself a kill. He will use the ultimate
and that's a shutdown
for it.
too, if I'm not mistaken.
It may have been a little extra gold, but now Sion will be heading back. Eatloaf and he both picking up a kill for themselves early in this game.
And that in, we go back to the little bait that happened in Beekeeper and Silver Spit. You guys figure they got the deep ward down for the TP for Yelof to come down, and they set that up perfectly. They never completely fully back, just stayed just enough to make the Mingos think that they were there. And beautiful combo of the ult there, maybe a little bit of an overkill with the Malzahar ult and layering down Rumble on top of that. But good bait by GSM early on to get the early kills on the Mingos. But Mingos right back on the boards, and it looks like we've got a pretty much dead even game, maybe a few hundred difference between the Mingos and GSM right now.
And that's pretty much coming off of that that mid lane fight, taking down Seymour. It was a very good roam by Gabe Kochki. Rally now going to get some damage off on this turret, and Yeatloaf, Nathaniel Lanier taking it one-on-one. Adam Suki is here. He has the flash. There comes the knockup, but it's not going to be enough as the Rumble will take his second kill of the game.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get their groove together. It's a little disjointed. I mean, you can see the clumsiness of some of these champs that the Mingos are playing on, but I mean, they're starting to get their groove together a little bit, so to speak. And I think the key to a lot of this is going to be for Morgana to put her Tormented Soil down from a distance on Malzahar to proc the shield that he has, because I think if they can blow that, that'll be a good win for them in these team fights.
So much gold here on the plates coming down as Shelly comes through, but now Chandler Clark is in a lot of trouble, and Naked Beekeeper will find his second kill of the game. GSM getting something back as they lose this top tower.
And I like that you see Chandler Clark just kind of accept his death at that point, just sit there and just accept him. He got caught. But we've seen Panther, and you can't get too comfortable with Panther, even though they did kind of run over him in game two. In game two, Panther throwing these bandages over the wall is pretty accurate with these. So something that Chandler needs to keep in the back of his head, that he may be, farming doing okay right now. He's 0-2 right now. Needs to be mindful that he's got somebody over the wall looking for him.
Yeah, and Panther has had limited success over the rest of this series. He has missed a couple of different bandages, maybe giving them a false sense of security. Probably not intentionally, but now he's actually he just hit that big one. He hit the other one toward the bot side when he came in to help his bot lane, and now the ultimate coming in from Nathaniel Lanier is going to force a flash from Seymour, and that's big on a guy who has no repositioning abilities.
And you see this, I'm seeing just a little bit of cockiness from both teams, and also some cautious plays that are happening. And it's just, the first game kind of memeing a little bit, then, GSM saying, oh, Mingos are actually a good team. And now in game three, I wish we had seen this for all three games. So again, I see the guys just kind of playing around game one, the game two, oh, we're serious. And now in game three, we're seeing a little bit more of a back and forth. And this is gonna be a fun game to watch.
Oh, this is definitely going to be a fun game to watch. Currently, a 2,000 gold lead here for the Glacial Mingos, and it looks like they're going for the flank here as Nathaniel Lanier comes in. There's the equalizer, the flash forward, the knock up, and Lanier will assist the kill. Rally gets it.
And he is going to get some plates off. There he goes. Exactly what he needed to do. Getting plates off when he can. They knew what was going to be happening right there. That's exactly why they've got that sign on.
However, Adam Suki does die to the turret, does not give up any kill gold, but he is going to give up a little bit of map pressure now. Knock up coming through. Gabe Kochki will not find any CC, and now Chandler Clark moving forward. That's the root. He's taking a lot of damage. Silver Spade now going to get rooted up, trapped up. Gabe Kochki taken down to about half health here. He's just dancing back and forth.
That is a bad bad way for Alistar right there. He's just trying to dodge back and forth, and they know what way he's going to go.
And finally, the overstay Panther will find the kill onto Gabe Kochki. He has the flash. Will he have the bandage? But will GSM move too far forward? Adam Suki is just waiting over the wall with no equalizer, no blast cone. They will have to end it there at 1-0.
A good bandage from Panther as always. I think that may be the key to some of these, is when is going to be a good time for bandages to go in, which is going to be a bad time to go in. I think we're going to see a pull coming from either from, or not a pull, but an engage from Kochki or an engage from Panther that may end up costing the team one of these team fights. And I think that's what some of these may come down to later on in the game.
Yeah, there is going to be so much damage as we get into the later stages of the game here between Jinx being able to blow you up so quickly, and and then just also Rumble, Caitlyn, Malzahar, and Vel'Koz, all of them doing the same thing. Potentially, if a support goes in too early, or Panther hits a bad pull, this could go from like, hey, this is okay, to we just lost an entire team fight because we're fighting 4v5. Now the Unstoppable coming through for Nathaniel Lanier, using the Blast Cone King Eatloaf to stop him from getting over the wall. Now the second proc of the ult will come through. Nathaniel Lanier goes down, but that's the Nether Grasp. That is the skill button, the outplay, and Rally is on a killing spree here against GSM.
Good room by Morgana going up top to try and get that pick on Nathaniel. If they're able to turn that around, get a kill on Eatloaf. And you just, I mean, oh gosh. Look at some of the itemization here. Both Vel'Koz and Malzahar pick up the Leandries. Unlike last game when Rally went with the, drop something. With the Merc Treads going for Sorcerer Shoes this time around. So going way more offensive this time around with Malzahar. A little bit less defensive than he did, like he was kind of playing both sides of it with Anivia. Hex Flash coming over Alistar, so we can get here.
And Beekeeper, he will get outplayed. Gabe Kochki over the wall with the Hex Flash. King Eatloaf will manage to pick up that second, that return kill, but he will have to flash away. Barely dodges away from that decimating smash. And we are looking at a 4v4 here in the bot lane as the Mingos come to meet GSM. Panther takes the ace in the hole, makes sure that his support's alive. It is now a 3v4. Eatloaf will also have to back away, and it looks like the Mingos will be able to get control over this turret. No, they want control over the dragon, correction. GSM will farm out that wave. They will drop the ward just to make sure that the Scion is waiting for them, but they will not overextend. They will have to give away the second dragon of the game.
You kind of see them waiting and baiting for that. They know they're there, and just a little bit closer would have been a nice little knocker for Scion.
Beekeeper not going to be able to steal the dragon with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Unfortunate, but they did recently nerf Jinx a couple patches ago to keep her from doing that as easily. You really do have to time it perfectly. You're barely able to get it in before that 900 damage smite nowadays.
So we'll see. I have seen a couple more goblins in this game from Silver Spade. This made me question if he was going to steal Dragon and Baron or not, and we may see one this game. As Morgana Bindings, as much as they try and nerf them and other things, will always seem to be the most powerful item in the game when it hits.
It's funny. You have a game between like two good junglers, both of them hitting their smites left and right. They haven't had anything stolen out from them, but you get a feeling that they're due for one eventually, right?
Yep. It's gonna happen because it has to, right?
Eatloaf might be in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have the flash, taking a lot of damage. He's going to jump forward, and Adam Suki will come on a killing spree.
You mentioned a clone that Wukong can throw down, but they have yet to be completely fooled by this. And these guys are just on it every single time. They know exactly where he's going, where he's going to pop up at. The ult from Suki, knowing right where to drop that at. Just great positioning by those guys, and then use of ults.
Yeah, he's been able to dodge away from those decimating smashes, but he's really just using it too early. He's not saving it for the things that really matter. The equalizer, just getting that extra tick of distance just to get away from it. So it has cost King Eatloaf his life 3 times now, as he has died all 3 times to Adam Suki up there around that top lane.
A little bit even. Suki's got a couple of kills and some CS on Mumu. Top lane, while he's died 3 times, he is up on kills. This is barely up on CS. And we're still looking little, Mingos are ahead just a little bit. Not enough to say it's completely over, but they do have dragon control. And they're working on taking things down. And that's going to be, oh my. Okay, my new worst, that's disgusting.
That's disrespectful is what it is.
Disgusting. That is gross. That is so gross. My new worst combo is now Malzahar ult to Rumble ult on top of it. That should not be allowed in the game.
That is filthy, and Silverspade really walked up there, threw the black shield on him, and was like, "Ah, you can't get me. You're just a Malzahar with a full Leandri's Torment. Come on, man. You're better than this. You know that Malzahar can kill you if he has a Leandri's Torment and can press R."
Yep. And it looks like Malzahar's going to get a 3 stacks on his Dark Seal. Looks like he's going to start picking up a needlessly large wand. And looks like Vel'Koz has no particular strong items of note right now, but that true damage is going to hurt regardless how many items you've got. One thing that I do know is coming up from Riot is a new game feature where they let people pick 2 or at least 1 additional ult from another character. So, like, say you're Soraka, you could pick the Karthus ult to take as well. Which 2 would you take?
Oh, is that the ultimate spellbook mode or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have not heard that much about it, so I'm really looking forward to like just kind of theory crafting all of the wacky ones. And I guess really, as far as the theory crafting goes, it comes down to if you're using, say, paranoia, do you have to use both sides of it and then you get your secondary ult, or is it like unsealed spellbook where you have a cooldown and you have to go through and you have to wait and grab a new one?
I think Rex may actually know a little bit here. He's picking to this right now. Place your summoner spell. They're set up for Baron right now, getting vision control over that. Caitlyn just chipping away, auto attacking at the turn mid lane. Be able to do this. Yeetloaf kind of making mention now that we've got some Rumble and Malzahar 400 gold bounty. Those are some pretty big 401ks to get down, and this Baron is going down a little slowly. Jinx gonna help out there a little bit, do some vision on him, and does look like that they're gonna get in and take care of this. That was a really slow Baron for as powered as Mingos are.
Yeah, but that's insane. The GSM had just let that happen. They knew that it was happening, and they went to the Drake so early, just relying on the steal. But now the stun coming through onto Rally. He will be shut down. Hopefully they'll be able to get this second here on Nathaniel Lanier, and it will go through. Naked Beekeeper getting his 3rd kill of the game. That's 2 Barons down, and now looks like a free dragon here for GSM. Oh, right, the engage coming through. Panther doesn't have the Curse of the Sad Mummy. There are 3 ults down on the side of GSM, and now the Equalizer has been whiffed for the Mingos.
Well, I would say that's unusual for Suki, but we did see him game 1. So that did kind of come back to bite him a little bit. The Minions are going to take down one of the turrets for GSM. And so we're seeing GSM start to slowly come out of that hole that they've kind of dug themselves into early, clearing a little bit of vision here, going to go back. Some of that gold they got, that shutdown gold on Malzahar. Rumble still has a 400 gold bounty, and we will see what GSM can do with some of the stuff that they've been able to reclaim.
Yeah, they really have to turtle here against this Baron. Another minute and 40 seconds to go, and they don't have any outer turrets left, so it actually will be pretty easy for them to turtle. They've got good wave clear between this Vel'Koz and this Jinx, and they should be able to hold this, but that was a very risky play by them, giving up the Baron, giving up 1,500 gold on top of the stats that you get from the Baron buff. And they trade it back for 2 kills and a dragon, which in gold terms, that is certainly not worth it. But maybe in terms of letting them continue to scale, delaying this soul, and making sure that they can get into this late game position where GSM has always seemed to excel. They've always had a pretty good early game in gold capped, but really their team fighting, their team cohesion, and their late game vision game is really what has allowed them to succeed in so many different splits of GRLCS.
Yeah, just some itemizations here. I mean, Jinx up in kills 3, 2, and 4 over Caitlyn, but Jinx just not doing as much damage as Caitlyn is on this. Just looking at what's right here, and Caitlyn is just picking. I mean, it may just be just Caitlyn as a champion herself, but I mean, Caitlyn is just pumping out the damage on these right now, sitting at 40% crit chance. Jinx is hovering a little over 35%, and these are some things that are just making some of the differences right now in choices and itemization right now. Though Jinx can scale really well, you got to wonder if she's going to be able to come back nearly as much as she was able to, well, a little bit in the last game.
Yeah, and Caitlyn, I mean, she does better on 2 items right now, and also has reached that 2-item mark. The Stormrazor means that she chunks absolutely, especially. We saw Silver Spade have to burn the flash against Adam Suki's Equalizer in order to stay alive. But that's just so much damage coming out from Rumble and from Caitlyn. And now Rally is able to just push in this top lane, get some damage down on this inner turret, while King Yeetloaf has relegated himself to that bot lane, just farming out waves, continuing to help his team turtle. That Baron is now down, but Mingos still has the 5k gold advantage.
We're going to permit the Soul to pop the Malzahar shield. Hopefully trying to engage on that for us to pop itself back up. Taking some little chickens here on the bottom side. Looks like they're just clearing out the jungle right now. Velkon's trying to push a wave up top lane. So everybody just looks like they're trying to do some routine maintenance on the map right now so they can get things different.
And I don't blame them. There are not any epic monsters on the map for the next 2 minutes, so it's a great time for Beekeeper to try and finish that second item. You know, we saw the crit rockets just doing so much work, even from that behind position the GSM were in the last game. Meanwhile, Mingos, they don't have any way to continue to push their advantage. Nathaniel Lanier hasn't really been able to meet with his team.
I'm new to this kind of looking. How do we look at the gold on the champs?
Well, we can by pressing X. They actually have the same amount of gold, but the difference here, there we go. Jinx finally went back and got her Runeans.
There it is.
Yeah, the Stormrazor is a little bit cheaper, and also Jinx bought her boots first, so it was really just a matter of clearing out some minion waves and getting Jinx a chance to go back.
Sorry, Water Bear
has
on
that.
this.
Oh.
I was just talking Water Bear in chat. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it just Caitlyn does have that pickaxe now, so you do see they are in very similar spots here in terms of gold. Even with Jinx being a little bit ahead in both CS and kill score. Now, Panther going to find a single stun onto Adam Suki as Nathaniel Lanier goes into the backline. Gabe Koshki taking a lot of damage. The Equalizer comes out. Now Yeetloaf is 1v1ing Chandler Clark on the backside. He will find the solo kill there. And now ultimate coming through for Seymour. Probably going to take a lot of damage, but Naked Beekeeper barely avoids being knocked up. Nathaniel Lanier going to go down. Adam Suki taking a lot of damage. Jinx is resetting. Gabe Koshki gets the knockup. It will take down Naked Beekeeper, allowing that Scion passive to excel. It is a one-team fight for GSM, but with Jinx down, they can't take the dragon anymore.
Yeah, I was going to talk about, Nathaniel Lanier getting to the backline, but then Wukong just ninjing in the back and taking out Chandler. Once he removed Caitlyn from the game, it was a completely different team fight. They were able to completely win that team fight, take him out. Suki barely escaping with his life. I mean, GSM, oh my gosh, even though nobody got the dragon off of that, so they did clearly, GSM was able to just push him out of the fight, and I think that'll be the key to it. So Yeetloaf may be getting to push around this map a little bit, but as long as he can get to that backline like he did, he will be able to completely knock out Mingos if they can isolate Caitlyn like that again. And there goes Mingos trying to...
That was what we were talking about in Champ Select. You know, when they picked up that Wukong, we were saying, oh yeah, like he's going to have the mobility to beat up a Scion, and then not only beat up a Scion in the 1v1, he'll be able to beat up a Scion later in the game. Oh, the ultimate coming through. It's not going to be enough, and now Nathaniel Lanier going into the backline. He will not be able to get on top of Naked Beekeeper, who will take that ultimate from the hole. He's double killed.
Oh my god!
What a botched disengage from GSM.
Oh. And that's what and again, champs, like that's what we talked about. Even if the Scion does get pumped down with his passive after that, be able to come out with the Undying Rage, and he got the double kill off of that. Oh my gosh! And here comes another Baron up. Oh, or prepping for Baron. Oh, Baron is up.
This team fight may have just cost GSM their second Baron. They handed over the first one.
That thing is melting. It is melting down. They are all over this.
Yeah, Panther's now knocked up. The Equalizer coming out. He will delay the Baron and start to reset it, but at the cost of his own life. Beekeeper is back.
Starting to question some of Suki's ults on this. Suki, these rumble ults are starting to, a little bit unimpressed right now.
Beekeeper's back. He has the ultimate. He will not throw it out. He does. It's just going to whiff. Gabe Koshi going very low. He may die to the Baron. Rally taking a lot of damage as well.
You're
He
gonna try
will
and finish
go
this. It's
so
already low.
Yep,
You might as well
down.
try and finish it. Suki's gonna try and finish
That's
it.
the Baron. That goes on to the Baron. That goes on to the red team. But the red team is melting. Chandler Clark is just going to walk away from it. Nathaniel Lanier and he are the only two who own this. But Slow's coming through. Seymour going to get the knockup. They may be able to find this Scion. No unstoppable onslaught. And Beekeeper's taking more damage from the Thornmail than he can deal.
Yikes.
Slow assassinating the
Oh.
Caitlyn in the back line.
The top laners are making a big difference in the second game, and it's the fact that Yelof is able to get to Caitlyn and deal with her a lot easier than Sion is able to with the Jinx and Vel'Koz. I mean, while his passive Undying Rage was able to take out the two in that time, it's not able to deal with the Jinx. This is the scaling Jinx that we wanted to see that they needed in Game 2, and they got it here in Game 3. GSM is far from out of this, and this really started to look like a different type of thing.
Yeah, Beekeeper, he doesn't do any damage to Nathaniel Lanier, really. It's taking him so long to get through this Scion, who has now bought 3 different armor items and a Warmogs, but he doesn't really need to, honestly. As long as you can stay away from Scion and kill the rest of the team, that's what you've got a Vel'Koz for. Vel'Koz will do so much true damage that that the two of you can just kind of tag team him. But we just have to watch out for
We're not,
all that damage.
and while we're not able to show the chat that's happening right now, we are seeing a lot of pings coming down, a lot of pinging of markers and timers that are happening, and this is the most we've seen of the 3 games, and that's telling me that while these teams are still communicating, these guys are focused. They're making sure to call things out, not just say it, but ping it as well, because they want to make sure that the teammates are aware of what's going on and what they need to be working on next. So these are 2 teams that are in the zone, that are focused, that are, duking it out for who's going to win this series.
And now we do see a little bit of a calm settle over the map. Both teams just kind of farming out waves again, going back to that state that we saw before the second Baron came through. Ultimate from Scion's just going to drive by. He's just saying hello, saying goodbye.
Up, guys. Bye, guys.
And now Jinx does have the Lord Dominix, as just called out by Waterbear. That was his 3rd item in the last game as well. The game didn't really progress that far past it because GSM was in such a bad spot. But now this means that he'll be able to get through Gabe Koshki a lot easier. Alistar is tanky, but he's not that tanky. There's also a little bit of extra health on the side of Adam's Suki with that Night Harvester, on Rally with that Leandre's Torment. So Naked Beekeeper should have a little bit of an easier time cutting through not just Scion, but through everyone on the side of the Mingos. Beekeeper.
Good ult by Suki that time. Not as unfortunate fall.
And now Nathaniel Lanier trying to run down the Jinx. The knockup's coming through by Yeetloaf. Chandler Clark isn't even in the team fight. Yeetloaf is able to peel. Panther's so low, though, and Yeetloaf now taking a lot of damage. Beekeeper,
oh, good flash
by King Yeetloaf. You dropped your crown, sir. Saving your ADC.
Oh my, I'm thinking easy dead Jinx. That is the dead Jinx. Oh my gosh, what a save by Yeetloaf. He started off, got Diamond playing jungle, playing top lane here, but he's a support at heart. The guy really supports everybody.
And now Chandler Clark and Naked Beekeeper, both of them are just trying as hard as they can to cut down these tanky boys, Yeetloaf and Scion. The Dragon is up, Gabe Koshki is low. He will not be caught by that Super Mega Death Rocket, but Yeetloaf will be caught by a trap. It is up to GSM to get this and get the hell out. They want to bring this to a 7 Drake game, and they will succeed.
Goal point is up.
And we're really getting into this late game stage. 33 minutes into game 3. We couldn't have asked for a closer or a better game 3. GSM consistently has fallen a little bit behind in gold all game, between 2,000 and 5,000, but They're playing just like they're even. They've got their gold in the right places. Yeetloaf for the Chandler Clark assassinations, and Beekeeper on that hyper carry Jinx.
Go Dragon in chat. Honestly, strong top laners on both ends. Yeetloaf coming back strong after a 3-week hiatus. I mean, just really good. I mean, for as much as the Mingos and Nathaniel Laner has gotten, he has really done a great job in this series. And question performance here and there, but I mean, overall, you know, he's somebody that you shouldn't take lightly. I mean, he does what his team needs him to do, and he does it pretty well. Yeetloaf, you know, flexing a little bit coming back, and he is, you know, doing really well in this game in these series tonight.
Ultimate from Sion will just be going to the bot lane to clear waves there. He does not have a teleport, and with 45 seconds left on the Baron, I have to question, is Mingos just going to reset, give up a little bit of pressure here?
That may be mid-turn going to fall from that. Oh, Suki's going to drop down equalizer, push that back just a little bit, so it will not be falling off that. And
that is such a short cooldown, though, on the equalizer. It's already back at the halfway mark. Panther, though, he looks like he's going in. He will run all the way into the backline, but Yeetloaf will already be down. Adam Suki going down. Beekeeper is resetting, getting a lot of damage with those crit rockets onto Chandler Clark. Panther taking some damage. It's a 1-for-1, and that is crucially the jungler down, the Baron up here. Rally has used his ultimate, and here comes Nathaniel Lanier into the backline. He will go for Panther. He will not be able to find the completion. Chandler Clark slowly healing back up, and it looks like both teams will have to reset. Panther's just too low to continue anything else.
We're going to just sidestep the binding right there, miss the Vel'Koz Q.
Damage coming through onto Nathaniel Lanier. 2 procs of the Vel'Koz passive, but that's only going to take down 2,000 health out of the 6,000 that this Sion seems to have.
And they played that. They had that fight without Sion. Sion came in at the last second there, just driving them off again. And surprisingly, Clark did not go down to Yeetloaf that time. So I think they're starting to keep a little bit of an eye out for Yeetloaf, just to keep him at bay and know where he's at. Might be a little bit of a cheeky play here. If they can get a pick here, this would be really good for them, whoever they can get. Looks like they're just going to back here. I'm surprised they're not taking that red buff.
Yeah, it looks like now they've
all right. Oh, there they are. There they are. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. All right. There. Okay. Never mind.
No interrupts on the backs. No hard trolling here. Don't worry. Don't worry. But spending all that time
Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it or not? Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
Spending all that time there, though, and Chandler Clark going bot lane, it does mean that GSM has the advantage here. They're going to start the Baron. They have free firing on it. Adam Suki has the equalizer ready. He can just throw it wherever he wants. And we see
that pretty quick. They have to back off
already. Damage coming through. Yes! Not up for Naked Beekeeper. That's a lot of damage. The equalizer could just burn him down. And Beekeeper, he will be safe for now. King Yeetloaf sacrificing himself in the backline just to make sure that his ADC does not go down. Beekeeper going to get sniped down by the
ace in the hole.
Completely lost team fight for GSM. Mingos, they've got this. They've got the Baron if they want it. They could go for turrets if they want them.
That ace in the hole from nowhere. Oh my god, I don't even see him on the map dropping that down. Suki finally getting 2 really solid ults down.
And that positioning by Beekeeper at the beginning may have cost them the game here. Nathaniel Lanier was able to get a beautiful unstoppable onslaught into it, and Jinx was not able to free fire any time in that fight. It looks like third Baron now going over to Mingos.
Shredding this Baron. GSM was getting that down pretty well, melting it faster than the first time that the Mingos first took it down. But then the Mingos just completely shredded that thing. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, the backing from Chandler bottom lane was the key in him surviving that fight, because he was last to get there in that fight, and then was able to finally come in and clean things up. Had he been there, I think Wukong would have been able to get onto him easy, and then we might have had a different thing if Chandler had been there at the beginning of that fight.
Now Mingos has the drop on this final Cloud Drake. Someone has to get it. Nathaniel Lanier is zoning. He does not want Panther to be able to steal. Panther goes in. He does not.
Flash ult.
Cloud Soul. And now Sion going into the backline as Yeetloaf sacrifices himself for his team. But this Sion is just too damn tanky. He's all over Naked Beekeeper. This could be the game. Mingos running forward. They're going to take down the Jinx. It's just Silver Spade left. And unfortunate for GSM, they played this from behind all game. They were not able to finish it out.
Wow.
The Mingos sprinting at the enemy base. They're going to get this tower. They're just
They're
actually
making Chandler tank that. Come on, guys. Come on.
They're going to burn this one down. They've got the minions. They've got the Baron buff. They've got the base in their eyes. And Mingos has got GSM's number. 12 seconds left to go before Panthers up. They won't need 12 seconds. The Mingos will take this one in a from behind 2-1 3-game series.
This has been a series, to say the least. Game 1 was just completely one-sided. GSM just completely wiping the floor with Mingos. It seemed like just a solo queue game, honestly. Game 2, Mingos tightened things up. Their draft was better. Their pick was better. The cohesion was way better. And then in this game, both teams just completely honed in. I mean, we saw the pings coming down. We saw, which didn't necessarily mean they weren't communicating, but when you start pinging more in chat, that means you're wanting to just over communicate. Hey, this is coming up. Hey, this is coming up.
I wonder if I can talk now.
They
Rex,
Hello?
bring it back.
Am I back?
I can hear you.
Buddy.
Hey, that was a great game. I missed out on talking so many things. I wanted to talk about Ultimate Soulbook, but in any case, what a series, guys.
What a series indeed. That beautiful third game, GSM playing it so close, so on the wire. They started to bring it back, but as chat has been spamming, Adam Suki is too cracked. Those Rumble ultimates were coming in one after the other. As Suki said, game 1 was Pearl Harbor, but games 2 and 3, we dropped the nukes.
That was quite crazy, and they're reminding us that we did say that we wanted to do an interview with the winners. So, you guys want to? What are you guys feeling? What are you guys feeling about it?
I'm gonna leave it to Vid. I'm gonna refrain from commenting on this. I'm gonna
You're
let Vid
putting this
pick
evil
this.
on me.
I am.
I don't know. This game was very high wire. Both teams played so well. I think we can just let sleeping dogs lie. Let both teams celebrate. I wouldn't want to hear any hurtful words from the premier trash talkers of Platinum chat. Sorry, Mingos, but your reputation precedes you a little too much.
It will be earn that championship spot. We'll look to you guys in. But this was quite the series. Rex, go ahead. You need to talk more, buddy. You were zoned out there that last part because communication. So what do you got, bud?
Dude, crazy game. Honestly, okay. I'm sorry we can't do the interview. It's getting late for me too. It's 11 o'clock because I'm actually in my living room right now. You guys can see my webcam. I'm in my living room. If I just pull back this curtain right now, and so very unfortunate. But in any case, we'll definitely want to try to do an interview whenever I am back in Norman, so then I have a little bit more time and actually can get over and do a little bit more in-depth interviews with you guys. We'll save that for the quarterfinals and semifinals and all that stuff. But absolutely crazy game. Good job, guys. Love you, Mingos. This is exactly what I remembered you guys from that one-shot tournament we had. It just sold me. We just followed you the entire time during that losers bracket, and you just won it through. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So, congratulations, guys, for winning out this week against a gold team. I don't know how much that says, but in any case, Mingos, congratulations on continuing with your
GSM. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, continuing with your undefeated streak, and then thank you for GSM as well for moving on up from gold to platinum. You guys aren't holding your own pretty well, but it is a pretty tough bracket. Especially with what you just saw against the Mingos. So I guess we're just going to be signing off for the rest of tonight here. I think I'm going to just play like one Silver Scrapes, and then we'll end it off here because I don't have any other music to play, and this is probably not going to do well on YouTube anyway. So you guys have anything to say before we send it off?
No, just it was just a great series all around. I mean, complete back and forth. That that game three. I mean, GSM. I mean, keep your heads up. I mean, that really could have gone either way. Jinx was really popping off. I mean, Yelov, you're doing fantastic in the top lane, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I am so glad. To see you back in playing. You've always been a fun person to watch play. Your picks are great. The way you macro get through are just fantastic. So I mean, Yelov and GSM. I mean, you guys I think played your hearts out. You guys did a phenomenal job. I think it just came down to a couple of choices here and a couple of team fights. Vid, what do you got, bud?
No, I couldn't have said it better myself. Congratulations to both teams. Mingos for continuing their undefeated streak, GSM for putting up a crazy strong fight and an impressive showing in Game 1. Great job to both teams, and we'll be signing off for the night, but of course, we will catch you next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, so we'll see you there for the Splashdown.
All right. Well, see you guys later. Bye bye.
See you guys.
Night.